At West C number 1 High, Principal Lu Yun is running a massive ceremony. It is Awakening Day for the students, the one day that decides if their future is legendary or a total bust. Standing before the students is the Awakening Circle. Everyone is feeling the pressure, some are shaking with nerves, others are just hyped. Then there is Lin Moyu. He looks like a normal student, but he is actually an isekai traveler from another world. Ever since he first dropped into this world, he has been waiting for this Awakening Day for a long time. Once humans, or players, complete their awakening, they can level up by grinding through dungeons or hunting down dangerous monsters for experience points. This makes them stronger and boosts their skills. Of course, the real winners in this world are the ones who land a combat class. They get all the glory and power in this society. Next are the support classes, and at the very bottom, lifestyle classes. Combat and support roles are split into 5 tiers, ranging from common and high all the way up to legendary. Today's ceremony is a big deal because Zhang Tian is here. He is a level 52 array master, and even Principal Lu Yun has to treat him with a massive amount of respect. It makes sense, considering Zhang Tian has a rare support class that is super hard to find. Finally, the moment everyone has been waiting for is starting. The principal starts calling out names one by one, and each student steps into the Magic Awakening Circle to face their destiny. First up is a student named Shudat. Unfortunately, he has 0 luck and ends up with a lifestyle class, a farmer. He is totally panicking, and the next kid is just another lifestyle class. His dad is a chef, and he ends up as a chef too. I guess the family business is safe. He actually looks pretty satisfied with his new life path. A whole group of students goes through, but 0 rare classes pop up. Both Zhang Tian and Lu Yun are starting to look pretty discouraged. Honestly, it has been years since a rare class appeared at this school, so they are not exactly holding their breath. Just landing a high-level combat class would be a win, Zhang Tian says. He is right too. This whole city only sees a couple of those a year. But now, it is time for one of the 2 students that everyone is actually excited to see. It is Xia Xue, the girl Gao Yang mentioned earlier. She is super competitive, so before she even steps into the magic circle, she gives Lin Moyu a sharp look and starts muttering something under her breath. Lin Moyu. I'm going to show you who the real genius is. She is only this salty because for years, both of them have been called the school's top 2 geniuses. But Lin Moyu was always slightly better than her, so she is desperate to win this awakening battle. Zhang Tian takes one look at Xia Xue and is totally shocked. Even before she enters the circle, he can feel her spirit power is over double that of a normal person. She is definitely a mage. That is a top-tier combat class, and if she has special attributes, she could even be rare level. Lu Yun is leaning in, waiting eagerly. Under everyone's intense gaze, Xia Xue walks confidently into the magic circle to awaken. Right then, an anomaly happens. It is the proof everyone needed that she has awakened a rare level class. Just like Zhang Tian predicted, Xia Xue is now a mage. It makes sense that she is hyped, since she is the first combat class of the day. Plus, a high-level mage with the right spells can literally erase an entire city from the map. Xia Xue is feeling super confident now, thinking she finally surpassed Lin Moyu. Meanwhile, he is the next person in line to step into the awakening circle. Seeing how calm and confident Lin Moyu looks, Xia Xue starts getting nervous all over again. The principal asks Zhang Tian what he thinks, since Lin Moyu is a genius. Zhang Tian just says that school grades and awakening have 0 connection. It is totally normal for a top student to end up with a garbage class. You just never know until it happens. But Principal Lu Yun is still full of hope. He is thinking that if Lin Moyu also pulls a rare class, West C number 1 High is going to be famous this year. That kind of luck would put their school on the map for sure. As soon as Lin Moyu steps into the circle, a massive wind kicks up and dark clouds swarm the sky. Everyone from the principal to the students is shocked by this crazy phenomenon. They are all holding their breath, wondering what kind of class Lin Moyu is about to get. Is it going to be a combat class or just some support role? Xia Xue is basically sitting on pins and needles. This storm is way more intense than anything her awakening caused. She is terrified that Lin Moyu is about to wake up with something even crazier than her. A few seconds later, the dark clouds start moving. Thousands of creepy skulls appear and transform into a massive army of the dead. The aura is so heavy and cold that it makes everyone's skin crawl, even if it is just a vision. Finally, the dust settles and Lin Moyu has successfully awakened as a combat class, a necromancer. Unlike the other students, his class is a unique hidden one. That means he is the only necromancer in the entire world. Unless he dies, a second one will never exist. He is literally one of a kind, a true master of the dead. This is way beyond a rare class. The crowd starts buzzing with excitement and shock. Some people are impressed he landed a unique hidden class. Others are just jealous, claiming he just got lucky or that the magic circle must have glitched out. There is always someone trying to bring you down. Some haters even say hidden classes are not always strong. They point out that history has plenty of hidden class users who ended up being total nobodies. Lin Moyu can hear them talking trash, but he honestly could not care less what they think. Landing a unique hidden class was actually way better than he had even dared to hope for. Zhang Tian has never seen a hidden class like this, so he asks Lin Moyu to show off a skill. Just a second, senior, Lin Moyu replies as he starts checking his status. Now that he is awakened, Lin Moyu is level 1. Most stats are at 10, but his spirit is 20. He has 2 skills. The first is Summon Skeleton Warrior. At level 1, he can only call out 1 Black Iron Tier soldier. As he levels up the skill, he can summon stronger skeletons, ranging from bronze and silver all the way to legendary and even god tier units. His second skill is called Soul Flame. When he uses it, it burns the target's soul based on his spirit, power, and skill level. Lin Moyu decides to test his first skill. He summons a skeleton warrior that looks absolutely terrifying and aggressive. Strength, agility, spirit, and health. Zhang Tian immediately fires off an attack to clear the dark mist so he can get a better look at the summon. The skeleton senses the incoming attack. Is it going to strike back or just stand there? If he does not give an order in 10 seconds, it will auto-attack. Lin Moyu sees the notification, but he is not about to let his soldier attack a senior, so he tells it to just stay put. Sharp instincts, Zhang Tian mutters. Remember, he is a level 52 player, while Lin Moyu is only level 1. That is a massive gap in power. But the skeleton warrior only has basic attributes. Zhang Tian cannot really tell how strong the class is yet since Lin is only level 1. He can only guess that as Lin levels up, his summons are going to get a lot more dangerous. Thanks, kid. Keep grinding and you might have a real future. Lin Moyu just nods and heads back to his seat. Most of the other students are terrified of the scary skeleton following him. Only Gao Yang is hyped, even trying to poke the skeleton while asking if it is actually strong. He has zero fear of the undead. Probably stronger than you, Lin Moyu deadpans. Gao Yang is not convinced. I mean, look at this guy. He looks like a total bag of bones. Finally, it was his turn to awaken. Before they could even swap 2 words, Lin Moyu pulled back his skeleton warrior. That is when he got a notification. 1 slot in his summon space was officially occupied. It clicked for Moyu right then. This summon space was not just for show, it actually stored his monsters. He currently had 10 slots to work with, but that number would keep climbing as he leveled up his rank. Determination burned in Moyu's chest. During the awakening ceremony, he caught a glimpse of what a true necromancer looked like. It was a vibe he would not forget anytime soon. That legend could drop a massive dragon in the blink of an eye. Right then and there, he swore that one day he would reach that insane power level himself. No cap, he was going for it. Gao Yang's turn went by fast. As expected, he became a high-level shield knight, totally tanky and strong. He was hyped, telling Moyu they would be hitting dungeons together from now on. If any enemy wants your life, they gotta go through me first. Moyu just sighed, telling him he had it backwards. Gao Yang just laughed even louder at that. Dude was a total riot. A few more people went after Gao Yang, but nobody really stood out. Once the ceremony wrapped up, Principal Lu Yun gave them a quick pep talk. Tomorrow was the big day, the newbie level, up dungeon. He hoped every student would grind hard to hit their peak before the final exams in 1 week. This was their shot to get into the college of their dreams. It was officially crunch time. While he was chatting with Gao Yang, that competitive girl Xia Xue stormed over. She wanted to settle the score, challenging Moyu to see who would get the better grade on the final exam. She was dead serious. Moyu responded with just 1 word. It is a deal then. I am not losing to you forever. Xia Xue snapped back with total confidence. Even though she felt like she lost to Moyu today, it only made her more determined to never give up. She had to win at least once. Later that night, Moyu went home and stared at a family photo for a long time. Grandma, I did it. I got a super rare hidden class. Sis, just wait for me. I am going to pass the entrance exam for Xiajing Academy and join you there soon. Just as he was thinking that, there was a knock at the door. It was Principal Lu Yun, bringing over some essential supplies. Seems like after his awakening, Moyu was officially the school's new VIP, and everyone was paying attention. After all, in the entire city of West Sea last year, only his sister Lin Mohan was able to make the cut for Xiajing Academy. She had asked the principal to look after her brother, so of course he was going to take good care of him. Thanks, sir, Moyu said, taking the gear. Get some rest before the dungeon tomorrow, the principal replied. Suddenly, a system window flashed in front of Moyu's eyes. The system verified his Necromancer class was a perfect match. Now, the strongest system talent was officially binding to him. This was about to change everything for the young summoner. Then, Moyu got some even more shocking news. He had unlocked a unique, god-tier talent called Universal Growth. It literally boosted the effects of every single one of his skills by 5 times. On top of that, he got a passive skill called Damage Transfer. letting him pass any damage he took onto his summons. Moyu usually kept a total poker face, but even he was looking pretty stunned right now. This system gave him an extra talent and a broken passive skill. Both of them totally lived up to that god-tier label. He was basically a walking cheat code at this point. Moyu could not wait to summon his skeleton warrior again. Now, all its stats had jumped from 15 to 75. Combined with that damage transfer passive, Moyu was basically immortal compared to anyone else at his level. This was getting crazy. The next day, at the Newbie level up dungeon, people wanted to party up, but Moyu turned them down. He figured grouping up was too slow, and solo grinding would be way faster. Gao Yang was so annoyed, his head was practically steaming. Then, Xia Xue showed up behind them. Even though she was his rival, she had to admit Moyu was right. In a duo, you have to split the experience. According to the veterans, soloing is best until level 10. Only then does it actually make sense to start grouping up for raids. It looked like Xia Xue and Moyu were on the same page for once. Neither of them wanted to carry any dead weight. Meanwhile, the rest of the class was scrambling for teams. Principal Lu Yun kept reminding the combat classes to bring support along, but they would only realize how important supports were later on. Right before entering the dungeon portal, Xia Xue challenged Moyu one more time. This time, it was a race to see who could level up faster. Moyu was just done. He could not figure out why this girl was so obsessed with competing with him over every little thing. Yesterday, summoning one skeleton cost him 10 spirit points. After a night of meditating, he was back up to 40. As soon as he hit the dungeon, Moyu called them all out and ordered them to split up and hunt down every monster they could find. His skeletons were aggressive and incredibly strong. Every time they took down a mob, his experience bar went up by 1%. That meant 100 kills equaled a level up. Honestly, that kind of efficiency was pretty insane for a newbie. Within just a few minutes, Moyu's experience had already jumped by 10%. At this rate, he was going to hit a level up in about half an hour. And just like he predicted, it took less than 30 minutes for him to reach level 2. His strength and agility stats climbed, and his summon space expanded to 20 slots. Moyu immediately brought out 4 more skeletons to speed things up even more. His efficiency was rock solid. But this was only the beginning of the grind. Then, Moyu discovered another feature. He could actually track his skeleton warriors' movements directly on his map. This made managing his mini-army way easier. They were all pretty far away, and he happened to spot a monster his skeletons had missed. Moyu was not sweating it, though. He wanted to test his active skill anyway. It was 5 times stronger now, and it only took seconds to delete a level 2 cat, banking him 20 experience points. This soul-based attack was way too powerful, ignoring every physical and magical defense out there. This hidden class was definitely the real deal. With only 2 skills, he was already this cracked. Even without the extra talent, his Necromancer class would still be just as legendary as any of those top-tier combat classes everyone raved about. In a flash, Moyu hit level 3. He summoned a few more skeletons to keep the momentum going. The dungeon timer was 12 hours total. 4 hours had already passed, and he was already sitting pretty at level 4. At this speed, he would probably level up again in less than an hour. If he could hit level 8 before leaving, he could head straight to the outskirts of West Sea City. There were much higher-level monsters waiting for him there to grind on. Outside the dungeon, Xia Dongyang, the head of the Xia family and Xia Xue's dad, had just arrived to check on his daughter's progress. He was too busy yesterday to see her awakening, so he was not going to miss her first dungeon run. Lu Yun mentioned that back in the day, both Su Tianqing and Lin Moyu hit level 5 after their first newbie run. Xia Dongyang hoped she would reach that same level. As her father, he knew all too well that Xia Xue had been incredibly competitive since she was a little kid. She would not want to be second best. You can basically predict someone's future growth based on their first day's level-up speed. If Xia Xue did not hit level 5 in this first dungeon, she was going to have a really hard time getting into Xiajing Academy later on. The stakes were high. While they were talking about Xia Xue, the principal was actually thinking about Moyu. He wondered what level the kid would hit. He just hoped Moyu would not fall behind his sister. "So, I heard a hidden class popped up at your school yesterday, right?" Dongyang suddenly asked. "Yeah, Moyu's class is called Necromancer. I have never seen it before, so I am not really sure how powerful it actually is yet. His older sister is Lin Moyu. If Xia Xue makes it to Xiajing Academy, she can probably ask her for some help and guidance." While those two were gossiping, Moyu was still grinding away inside the dungeon. His skeletons could roam 500 meters away, meaning he could basically just chill and watch his level soar. Lin Moyu is itching for a fight. He hit level 7, but after 7 hours, he hasn't smelled a single level 8 beast yet. He's stressing over how much the other players have leveled up while he is stuck wandering. He was just strolling along when some freak monster jumped him out of nowhere. Honestly, if it wasn't for his damage transfer skills, Mohan would have been toast. Talk about a close call for our boy. But hey, that sneak attack helped him find a level 8,000-year willow. It usually just sits there like a boring old tree, but the second it senses a stranger, it goes into full psycho mode. Right now, his skeleton warriors have stats hitting 275 points. Mohan figures even a level 8 monster is going to get shredded in a couple of swings. These bony boys are basically a cheat code. Turns out this tree is tougher than it looks. It took 4 heavy hits from his skeletons just to take one down. If every fight is this grindy, his leveling speed is going to tank hard. Not cool. Good news, though. Mohan didn't just find one willow, he found hundreds. This place is like a custom-made buffet for leveling up. His skeleton warriors didn't waste a second and charged straight into the massive leafy mosh pit. He even summoned a few more bony friends so the first crew didn't burn out. And before the 12-hour mark even hit, someone was already walking out of the dungeon exit. The grind was over. Lu Yun was freaking out thinking something went wrong, but then he sees Mohan. "Why are you out so early, kid?" he asked, totally worried. Mohan just shrugged and said he ran out of monsters to kill. Lu Yun was absolutely floored when he realized this kid hit level 7 in under 10 hours. That is some serious speedrunning. Mohan even complained that the dungeon was too empty, otherwise he would have hit level 8 easily. Then he asked to go to the West Sea suburbs for more mobs, leaving Lu Yun staring at him in shock. In all his years, Lu Yun had never heard of someone clearing out a beginner dungeon like a vacuum, especially in just 10 hours. It is totally unheard of. This kid is breaking all the rules. Is this the true power of a necromancer? Since the old man was frozen in shock, Mohan gave him a nudge. Lu Yun snapped out of it, nodded, and started writing the city exit permit immediately. "Take a breather, kid. We will head back once the others finish." Mohan just nodded and chilled on the side while Lu Yun went back to his seat, still trying to process what just happened. Everyone else was dying for an explanation. "Hey Lu, what happened? Why is that kid out already? Is he hurt? Did something break? Why is he standing there all by himself? Where is his squad?" That is Lin Moyu. He just solo cleared the entire beginner dungeon and wiped out every single level 8 monster in there. Lu Yun said it like it was nothing. His calm words hit the crowd like a ton of bricks. Everyone used to talk smack, saying hidden classes weren't even that good. Well, look who is laughing now. This kid is on another level. Seeing Mohan in action, they are now convinced the Necromancer class is better than any rare job they have seen. It is basically legendary status. This kid is going places, and we definitely do not need to worry about him. If he gets into Xiajing Academy, those professors are going to have a massive headache dealing with him. Xia Dongyang just nodded along, knowing exactly how much trouble a genius like Mohan can be. Poor Xia Xue. She's been competitive since she was a toddler, so this news is going to crush her soul. Mohan knew they were talking about him, but whatever. He now has 24 skeletons and room for 70 more. Filling up those 70 slots is going to take a whole lot of work. After Mohan spent some time meditating to get his mana back, Xia Xue finally showed up. She hit level 5, just like the principal thought. She felt like a total boss, thinking she broke the record and beat Mohan. But then she sees him just sitting there, totally relaxed at level 7. It was a massive reality check, just like her dad predicted. Xia Dongyang waved her over to their private car to calm her down. Seeing her look so depressed, he asked if she was still trying to compete with that Necromancer kid. "That boy is terrifying, honey. You don't need to put that kind of pressure on yourself." Xia Xue looked him dead in the eye and said she isn't giving up. This is her fight, and she refuses to lose to that guy for the rest of her life. Classic stubborn Xia Xue. But then her dad dropped the bomb. Mohan finished in 10 hours and killed every level 8 mob. Her face went pale. She had only just reached the level 7 area. This wasn't even close. She didn't even see a level 8 beast, and he finished 2 hours ahead of her? Talk about a total ego death. If there were more level 8 mobs, who knows what he would have done. Right behind her, Gao Yang came running out and literally grabbed Mohan's leg, crying like a baby. "Dude, how did you reach level 7? Lin, or should I say, Great God Lin, please let me train with you. I am begging you, man." Mohan sighed and told him maybe next time. That was enough for him. Gao Yang started grinning like he just won the lottery. He shouted that he would be waiting at the gate tomorrow morning. But the next day, Mohan was nowhere to be found. Principal Lu eventually told him that the kid already headed out to the West Sea suburbs. Gao Yang absolutely lost it and screamed at the sky like a maniac. "That jerk Mohan lied to me? I am going to fight him." Principal Lu just shook his head. "Give it up, kid. You have zero chance of beating him in a fight." Meanwhile, Mohan arrived at the Empire trading post. After getting his ID confirmed, he got the green light to use the place. He started looking for some quests that weren't a total waste of time. He skipped the trash and found a level 14 quest for the T2 mine. Goal is simple: kill the dungeon boss. The reward is 10,000 gold. Now that is what I am talking about. If the boss is nightmare difficulty or higher, it drops crystals too. With that much gold, you know the mission is going to be tough. Dungeons usually go from normal difficulty all the way up to Nightmare and Hell mode. Nightmare mode is basically 10 times harder than the normal version. Without a cracked squad, you basically have no shot. Mohan is ambitious, but he knows he can't touch this quest yet. He headed over to the guards to report his status instead. The guard had never even heard of a necromancer. He couldn't believe a level 7 student was allowed to leave the city alone. He decided to give the kid a little heads up for the road. Your exit permit is live, meaning you can travel anywhere in the Empire now. But listen, the wild is full of monsters. Be careful out there, especially when it gets dark. Safety first, kid. Thanks. I will be careful, Mohan replied. Then he took his first step outside the walls. It felt like stepping into a completely different world. The vibe was totally different out here. Those walls aren't just for show. He could hear monsters roaring in the distance and the air smelled like blood. Within seconds, he ran into his first target, a level 10 patrol goblin. This thing was way scarier than the dungeon mobs, but against his 375 stat skeletons, it didn't stand a chance. One swing of the blade and that goblin was history. Easy work for the boys. Mohan realized level 10 monsters aren't actually that big of a deal. At this rate, he will hit level 15 before the big college exam. His sister, Mochin, hit level 16 with just a normal rare class. How she pulled that off is still a total mystery to him. He had no idea how she did it, but he knew one thing for sure. He had to get into Xiajing Academy to find her. Failure was not an option. After his skeletons wiped out a huge pack of goblins, Mohan finally hit level 10. His stats jumped up by 10 points each, but the best part? His spirit power finally reached 300 points. He is a beast. Everyone says reaching level 10 gives you a massive stat boost. Since I am a mage, I knew my spirit power would jump, but this is way beyond what I imagined. My talent skills are hitting way harder now, and my skeleton warriors finally leveled up to bronze tier. These guys are absolute beasts, with every single stat crushing the 1500 point mark. I even unlocked a unique skill called Frenzied Strike that deals 200% damage to any target. With only a 10-minute cooldown and these bronze tier skeletons by my side, I can pretty much own this entire zone without breaking a sweat. But honestly, being this overpowered is actually my biggest problem right now. I cleared the whole area so fast that there are not even any monsters left for me to kill. While I was looking for a new spot to grind, something jumped me. Luckily, my system auto-transferred the damage to my skeletons, saving my neck. That is when I spotted another person standing nearby. At first, I thought this newcomer was the one who took a shot at me, but something felt off. This person looked like an assassin, and that sneak attack definitely felt more like an archer's work. After that stranger darted past, 2 more people showed up, and yeah, one of them was holding a bow. Looks like I finally found the punks who tried to snipe me earlier. It looked like those 2 were chasing the assassin, but they were way too slow to ever catch her. I was not exactly thrilled about getting dragged into their little drama for no reason at all. They called me a shifty-looking kid while whispering about the assassin getting away. Then, the guy with the bow had the nerve to start shouting questions at me like he owned the place. Hey, brat, did an assassin just run through here? These guys thought they could push me around because I looked younger, but I just stared back at them with a face full of pure killing intent. Your arrow actually hit me just now. You better apologize. The guy gave a half-hearted apology, realizing his arrow did not even leave a scratch on me. I just told him not to let it happen again, totally ignoring the fact that they were both clearly tilted. That is when they finally noticed I could summon those creepy skeleton warriors to do my dirty work. In their narrow minds, only a total creep or some kind of twisted criminal would have the dark mental state required to summon undead monsters like these. They immediately labeled me a villain, but since we were outside the city walls and surrounded by danger, they were not stupid enough to pick a fight. They just bailed, and I could not help but scoff. Those jerks got lucky. If they had actually tried something, I would have paid them back 100 times over. Anyway, I just went back to the grind to keep leveling up. The experience points are coming in way too slow now. After level 10, you need triple the XP to level up. At this rate, I would have to slaughter 5,000 goblins just to gain 1 level. Even though my skeletons never get tired, I am still not sure I can hit level 11 to 20 tonight with this heavy grind. Since time is running out, I decided I am not heading back to the city. Everyone warned me that staying out at night is suicide, but if I want to make it into Xiajing Academy, I have to work 10 times harder than everyone else in this game. I should hit level 13 by tomorrow, and maybe 15 to 20 the day after that if I keep this pace. The leveling speed drops even harder after 15. Factor in the day I lose traveling back for the college entrance exams, and I will be lucky to hit 16. Something about this math just does not add up. I honestly do not get how my sister managed to hit level 16 last year. Even with her legendary sword dancer class, there is no way she could have outpaced my leveling speed this easily. I must be missing something. Then it hit me, the West Sea Mine dungeon. Maybe she teamed up with a crew to farm massive XP there? That would explain why she came home covered in blood once. I clenched my fist, knowing I was onto something. My gut told me I was heading in the right direction, so I decided I am hitting the West Sea Mine first thing tomorrow morning. As night fell, I sat there meditating while one skeleton stood guard and the rest kept farming. Suddenly, the loud snap of a dry branch echoed through the trees, and I snapped my eyes open. Not many people are crazy enough to grind at midnight. I wondered if they were lost or looking for a fight, but then I realized it was just that female assassin from earlier this morning. She walked up to me looking totally starved and asked for a bite to eat. Being a nice guy, I handed her a roasted sweet potato I had on hand. She took it with a grin and started shoveling it down like she was starving to death. When she started choking, I handed her some water, and she finished it like her life depended on it. Who knows how long she went without food? After she finally demolished that sweet potato, she looked at me and asked what my name was. You are not much of a talker, are you? How about we just use detection on each other instead? After thinking it over for a second, I gave her the green light and held out a finger. We both activated our detection spells, but mine completely tanked. I could not see a single piece of info about her, while she just sat there giving me this super smug, knowing little smirk. See? Nothing, right? She giggled, but it was clear she had already squeezed all the important details out of my profile. My Necromancer class was a total mystery to her, something she had never even heard of before. But after peeking at the skeleton standing right next to me, she figured out pretty quickly that I was a summoner. Summoning the undead is incredibly rare, so she knew my class was top tier. Hey, why are you so quiet? You are not actually mute, are you? Because you definitely do not look the part. She kept rambling on, just like that blonde kid I met before. Finally, I managed to force out a single word. Why? Just that one little word seemed to make her day for some reason. Why? I repeated, sounding like a robot. You want to know why your detection spell did not work on me? Well, it is because of this little thing right here. She pulled out a shield badge and explained that as long as she is carrying it, anyone 10 levels lower than her cannot use detection on her. It is basically a total information blackout for lower level players. She deactivated the badge and told me to give it another shot. This time, the info actually popped up on my screen. Her name was Ning Yi, and she was a level 19 night assassin. But before we could keep talking, my skeleton warriors sensed some uninvited guests approaching. It was that same group of hunters from this morning, but now their little squad had grown from 2 members to 3. Ning Yi told me to stand up, complaining about how annoying these guys were. Apparently, all this drama was over a single mid-tier skill scroll they were desperate to get their hands on. They have been chasing me for days and just will not quit. Then she looked at me and said she had to bounce, promising to find me again later if she managed to make it out. But before she could even take a step, a vicious arrow whistled through the air and struck nearby. I realized instantly that it was a marking arrow. It is a specialized archer skill that tags a target, making them easy to spot and completely blocking any stealth abilities. It is the perfect way to hunt down assassins or monsters that like to hide in the shadows. Looks like these guys actually came prepared this time. You are not getting away now. I knew you two were working together the whole time, you little punks. A filthy little rat of an assassin and a creepy summoner of the undead. Honestly, you two are a match made in heaven. Now Lin must eat his words, especially that archer jerk who shot at him twice for no reason. But Yi didn't want to drag an innocent bystander into this mess, so she spoke up. Leave him out of this. I'll give you the skill scroll. Then we go our separate ways, just leave the kid alone. But that arrogant archer wasn't about to play nice and refused the deal. Han told her if she'd said that yesterday, they might have let it slide. But now, they decided the only way to keep their secrets safe was to make sure she never breathed again. Dead men tell no tales, right? If she's gone, nobody will ever know they scored this legendary mid-tier skill scroll. Realizing a deal was totally off the table, Yi frantically whispered for Lin to bolt while she stayed back to distract the thugs. In her eyes, Lin was just some level 10 rookie who shouldn't have to die for her problems. But as for her, well, she had her own cards to play. Lin asked what her plan was. I am a shadow assassin, and the night is my playground. I'll find a way out, Yi said with a cheeky grin. She acted tough, but Lin knew she was just lying to make him feel better. If she could actually beat these guys, she wouldn't have been running for 3 days straight. Clearly, these thugs were way out of her league. There were 3 of them, and Yi's stealth was busted by a tracking mark. Quit wasting time and just kill them already. The archer barked at his crew. The archer screamed at his teammates to move. Right on cue, the mage in the group raised his glowing staff high into the air. He cast a massive illumination spell to torch the shadows, boosting his accuracy while totally killing the assassin's stealth. Yi bit her lip hard as the situation turned south fast. She had no choice but to bet everything on one final, desperate move. The 3 of them were closing in, ready to strike from all sides. But Lin didn't run. Instead, he casually summoned a brand new skeleton warrior to the party. To those guys, it was just some weak undead trash. The mage started prepping a level 20 fireball, aiming to blow Lin into a pile of ash. Yi didn't have time to think and grabbed Lin's arm to drag him away. That's when she realized her legs were stuck. The enemy had used psychic webs to lock her down. Suddenly, the archer let loose 3 arrows at once with triple the power. Yi's eyes went wide with pure terror. Fireballs from behind, arrows from the front. She was totally trapped. She thought she was about to take both hits herself. But then, something impossible happened. The skeleton Lin summoned stepped up and blocked every single attack from both directions. Suddenly, the tables turned as the skeletons counterattacked. Now the thugs were the ones shaking. How is this possible? The scan said this kid is just a level 10 necromancer. They were all over level 20, yet they couldn't even touch him. His summons were just standing there, making their best attacks look like a joke. They finally checked the skeleton's stats and nearly choked. The numbers were off the charts. Looks like the hunters just became the prey in a very big way. To finish them off, Lin Inger summoned his entire undead army, surrounding the thugs like a cage of bone. Yi just stood there with her jaw hitting the floor in total shock. These skeletons looked like total ragged junk, but they were terrifyingly strong. There is absolutely no way a level 10 mage could ever summon something this powerful or scary. The sheer number of them was insane. It should have fried a normal summoner's brain. Lin just stood there with his eyes closed, focusing his power. While he stayed silent, the 3 thugs started to sweat. Then Lin's eyes snapped open. He ordered all 44 skeletons to charge, and suddenly, there was nowhere left to run. The first target was the level 21 mage. He scrambled to throw up a magic shield, but it was like paper against their blades. The guy tried to fight back, swinging wild, but he couldn't escape his fate. The skeleton warriors cut him down before he could even blink. Next up was the archer. This guy had 1,500 points in agility, but even that wasn't enough. Lin's summons stayed glued to his back the whole time. He had nowhere to hide. When he saw his teammate get vaporized in seconds, he totally lost it. Panic set in right before he joined his friend in the dirt. The knight actually surprised Lin by popping his ultimate defense skill. It's a core move for knights that cranks their armor up to insane levels for a short time. At level 20, this skill can tank hits from a level 40 mage. A knight with this skill is a whole different beast compared to one without it. It is a total game changer. But even that shield doesn't last forever. Lin's skeletons were like leeches, relentless and hungry, chipping away at his health without stopping. The knight knew he messed up. He never should have come here. Dying for some mid-tier skill scroll suddenly didn't seem worth it at all. Now it was Lin's turn to finish the job. If you're going to strike, you leave no survivors. He commanded his skeleton to use its frenzy strike, dealing 200% massive damage to the target. The skeletons already had 1,500 strength. With their special skill active, that number shot up to 3,000. That is basically a death sentence. The knight's defense was supposed to last a full minute, but the more he got hit, the faster it drained. He was hanging on by a very thin thread. When his shield finally shattered, the skeletons swarmed him instantly. Lin didn't show a single drop of mercy, remembering the advice his big sister had drilled into him. Either do nothing, or do it without holding back. Yi watched in awe as Lin wiped out the guys who'd been hunting her in under a minute. When players die, they drop all their loot. Lin stepped forward to sift through the remains, hoping to find something worth his time. First up was a bronze staff that adds 20 points to spirit and boosts magic damage by 5%. You need to be level 18 to use it. Then there was a bronze warbow that grants 20 agility and a 5% boost to archery skills. Again, level 18 or higher only for this one. Next was a bronze shield that adds 20 stamina and a matching sword that boosts strength and stamina by 10. Both items give a 5% buff to their respective skills. Basically, it was a whole set of solid level 18 gear for his inventory. Yi realized these were drops from the Beast Legion dungeon. It is a level 20 spot near the city, so these thugs must have been farming there a lot lately. The gear was useless to Lin, but then he found a low-level skill scroll. This was actually worth some decent cash, maybe 10,000 gold coins. Lin wasn't sure if he should sell it or use it. He didn't have any low-level scrolls yet, right? You might as well use it. Even if you roll a duplicate, you might score a brand new skill. Yi told him it was just a low-tier scroll, not worth much at all. You're not actually thinking of selling it, are you? Are you really that broke? Lin saw she didn't care about the money at all and asked her how to use it. She said it is super easy, just grip the scroll tight and say the word use. Ning Yi did exactly what she told him, but absolutely nothing happened. Silence hung in the air for 5 seconds before Ning Yi started cracking up. Oh man, that is not how it works at all. You have to be louder. You gotta scream if you want the magic to actually work. Inger caught that sneaky little smirk and knew right away she was just trolling him. He poured his spirit energy into it instead, and her face immediately dropped. Man, how did you figure it out so fast? My prank was a total fail. But hey, ManhwaRecap actually scored a new skill called Corpse Explosion. Now he can detonate bodies for 10% damage within a 1-meter radius. Getting a fresh skill makes this scroll totally worth it. In the eyes of a necromancer, even a dead body has a little life left in it. It looks weak, but with his talent, one blast can trigger a massive chain reaction against everyone nearby. It is basically the ultimate area of effect move for any combat situation. In anyone else's hands, this is basic, but for ManhwaRecap, every skill becomes legendary. Well, did you learn the new move yet? Ning Yi leaned in, asking if he got it. Learned it, ManhwaRecap replied, short as always. Your voice is actually pretty cool. Why are you such a mute? What a waste. She just laughed it off, totally unbothered by ManhwaRecap being a man of very few words. He realized she was not like the basic girls at his school, so he actually broke his rule to give her a compliment. Your voice is nice too. Hehe, thanks. I know, right? Ning Yi was stoked. To thank him for saving her life, she handed over a mid-level skill scroll, the same loot those thugs had been chasing her for days to get. This baby can unlock skills from level 40 to 70. It goes for 1 million gold coins on the market, 100 times more than the basic stuff. This thing is high tier, which is why she was being hunted, yet here she was, just giving it away. ManhwaRecap was hit with a wave of shock and doubt. Ning Yi caught his vibe and explained. She stumbled upon a random treasure chest inside a Kai Muon orc army camp back in Shanghai City. Those chests drop at random, and she got lucky. But as soon as she grabbed the scroll, some creeps spotted her and started a high-speed chase to steal the loot. It was not about the money, but she worked hard for that loot. No way she was just handing it over. That is why she ran like her life depended on it. She ran for days, all the way from Shanghai to West Sea City. Those guys were like annoying flies. She told this crazy story like it was nothing. Relax, I am not gonna die. If I take a lethal hit, I get auto-teleported away. But still, thanks. If you had not shown up, I would have been in really bad shape. She shrugged and stood up, stretching her legs. Turns out, she is not afraid of kicking the bucket. She is just a big baby when it comes to actual pain. ManhwaRecap let out a long sigh. He had been worried for nothing. From the way she talked, she was clearly a rich kid loaded with gear. She was basically immortal. I just gave you a scroll. I might actually starve now, Ning Yi joked. So, ManhwaRecap handed her another sweet potato. After that, the vibe finally started to relax. Ning Yi noticed he was level 10 and grinding here, so she figured he had not hit college yet. Where are you applying? She asked. Xia Academy, he replied. Ning Yi nodded, impressed. That is a top-tier school. But with ManhwaRecap and his raw power, she figured he could get in anywhere without breaking a sweat. I mean, who else takes on level 20s at level 10 and 1 versus 3? If he does not get into Xia Academy, then nobody is getting in. Then, Ning Yi told him that if he makes it to Xia, he has to hit their Shenxia Tower. That first challenge grants you double rewards. The higher you climb, the better the loot. You get tons of credit points that way. At Xia Academy, those points are way more useful than actual cash. Ning Yi kept rambling until she finally passed out. ManhwaRecap tossed a jacket over her, then settled into a meditation to get his spirit energy back. Next morning, she woke up craving more sweet potatoes. He gave her a bunch, but she still complained it was not enough. Come on, dude, be a gentleman and share. I am totally out, ManhwaRecap shrugged. This was the first time anyone had made him feel this helpless. Ning Yi just grinned and told him to keep grinding. Ning Yi took off before he could even say goodbye. ManhwaRecap just watched her go, shaking his head. Talk about a weird girl. Now that he was alone, it was time to test out that new corpse explosion skill. And the test subjects? Those 3 losers from yesterday, obviously. The second ManhwaRecap triggered the skill, a massive explosion rocked the area. Just like he thought, his talent buffed the blast radius significantly. It was a 360-degree kill zone with 0 blind spots. Now, ManhwaRecap was feeling dangerous. He decided to hit the West Sea Mine for some sweet experience points. Upgrading a skeleton warrior to bronze takes 70 spirit power, and his current cap is only 300. ManhwaRecap spent the whole night meditating just to recover. But that was only enough to summon 4 more soldiers. That brought his skeleton army to 48, even though he had room for 100. ManhwaRecap was not sweating it. He would fill all those slots eventually. ManhwaRecap kept moving until he finally spotted the entrance to the West Sea Mine. A bunch of other players were already hanging around the area. Everyone was looking for squads to take on normal difficulty, except for one elite team. ManhwaRecap walked up alone. The menu only showed 2 options, normal and nightmare. There was no hell mode, but normal still had elite monsters that were way tougher than the ones outside. Nightmare was even worse, featuring enhanced elites that were total monsters. Usually, the normal level requires a 3-man squad with a warrior, mage, and healer. Nightmare mode needs at least 5 people with a balanced team of attackers and supports. Suddenly, some guy tried to use an inspection skill on him, but since Lam Muknur was rocking that cloaking badge from Nin Yi, the guy's scan totally failed. On top of that, having a terrifying skeleton warrior standing right there gave the guy a serious heart attack. The guy immediately figured Lam Muknur was a heavy hitter. They tried to recruit him into their squad since they were short 1 main combat class and needed help. This was an elite team aiming for nightmare difficulty, and they even promised to split all the dungeon loot right down the middle. But Lam Muknur just brushed past them and vanished into the portal. Everyone there was floored. No way. Is he actually trying to solo this? That is insanely cocky. My homie tried to scout him out, but the guy's info is totally off the grid. I've got no clue what level or class he's actually rocking right now. Whatever, let's just see if he even makes it out alive. He looks all edgy and mysterious, but he's probably just a total scrub. Meanwhile, Lin Moyu is diving straight into the dungeon. The stench of blood is everywhere. Right now, he's chilling in the safe zone, but the second he steps out of this circle, every monster in the place is coming for him. Just ahead is an elite mine guardian, a level 14 beast. Its stats are no joke. 800 strength, 400 agility, 200 spirit, and a massive 1000 constitution. It even has a stun skill. This thing is a beast. Being an enhanced elite, its stats are literally on another level compared to the regular trash mobs around here. With strength and constitution that high, its attack and defense are insane. For a normal player, trying to solo this nightmare dungeon without a full squad is basically a suicide mission. But Lin Moyu isn't normal. Even those buffed elite stats can't touch his skeleton warriors. He summons the whole squad, locking and loading for the first wave of the fight. He steps out, and it's a total bloodbath. But the real shocker? After dropping that first guardian, he checks his notifications and realizes he just bagged 4,200 points. That's 10 times more experience than usual. Basically, 1 kill in here is like grinding 10 mobs outside. This just got interesting, and he's ready to turn up the heat. It only takes him 2 seconds to delete a monster. At this rate, his leveling speed is going to go through the roof. Looks like coming here was a genius move. He sends his skeletons out to clear every single corner, not leaving a single crumb of experience behind. He only keeps 1 warrior back as a bodyguard to soak up damage. 5 minutes later, he hits a level up, which fully recharges his spirit power. Now he can summon 4 more skeletons. Turns out, stat gains really kick in after level 10. Before, he only got 10 points per level, but now it's jumped to 20 points for strength and agility. Plus, his spirit just got a massive 100-point boost. He's doing the math. With his talent skill backing him up, those numbers are only going to climb. His skeleton warriors are already sitting pretty with stats over 1,700. But there's one thing that's actually kind of bothering him. Every single skill leveled up except for Corpse Explosion, that one's still stuck at level 1. If Ning Yi were here right now, she'd probably know exactly what's going on. He sighs, wondering where that strange girl ended up. Just then, a notification pops up. The area is completely cleared out. Not a single monster left standing in this zone. His experience for level 11 is at 32.22%. Suddenly, the Wolf King appears. This thing's stats are stacked. 2,000 strength and agility, 1,000 spirit, and 2,500 constitution, plus a roar skill. If even a mini-boss is this beefy, you just know the final boss is going to be insane. Even though its stats outclass his skeletons, the big bad wolf is all alone. 1 versus an army? Yeah, he's not sweating it. He's got the numbers on his side. The skeleton army swarms, but the Wolf King lets out a roar, blasting them back. He doesn't skip a beat, though, ordering his boys to hit back with their frenzied strike. The bigger the enemy, the more targets for his skeleton crew. The Wolf King tries to roar again, thinking it'll save him from the swarm, but he's just delaying the inevitable. He figures the roar's actual damage is pretty mid, even if the knockback is annoying. It's obvious who's winning this fight, and it definitely isn't the overgrown puppy over there. Then, out of nowhere, the Wolf King pulls a total coward move. He actually turns tail and bolts. Didn't see that one coming from a supposed dungeon boss. His warriors chase him right into a cave, where a whole pack of level 14 wolves is waiting. They've got 600 strength and 1,000 constitution. It's an ambush. These guys have a bite skill, and while their individual stats aren't that scary, there's at least 100 of them. That's a whole lot of teeth to deal with. A normal 5-man team would be cooked against a mob this big. But Lin Moyu is a necromancer. To him, this isn't a life or death fight, it's just a mountain of free experience. He gives the order and then mixes in his brand new Corpse Explosion skill. After getting a massive buff from his talent, that explosion is going to deal damage equal to 100% of the wolf's total health points. Talk about an absolute one-shot. With just one massive explosion, he wipes out an insane number of wolves instantly. The cave is basically a graveyard now. The cleanup crew finished fast. With his pack gone, the Wolf King has nowhere to hide. He's looking pretty rough and definitely can't take another hit like that. We all know how this ends, but honestly, the experience payout is a total letdown. Only 15,000 points? That's barely worth 5 of those regular wolves. What a ripoff. At least the loot doesn't suck. He bags a Wolf King Fang and some low-tier monster crystals. Stashing the gear, he stares down the long, dark path ahead. He figures that if he keeps clearing this path, he'll run into the final boss in no time. He's already planning to solo a Hell-tier dungeon next. Deep inside, they encounter level 15 elite goblins worth 4,500 experience points. His skeleton army slows down slightly, but the clear speed is still pretty insane. It only took an hour to gain a level. If he keeps this pace up, hitting level 18 or 19 isn't just a dream, it's actually going to happen pretty soon. Sister A, I'll be seeing you soon, he thinks. After wiping the elite goblins, he finally comes face to face with the level 16 Goblin King. This guy's got 3,000 strength, 1,500 agility and spirit, and another 3,000 points in constitution. This monster has 2 nasty moves, a sweeping fire breath and a heavy knockback attack. He knows dropping this boss will push him to level 12. But man, this thing is legit. Its strength and constitution are way higher than what his skeletons are packing. The Goblin King wakes up in a terrible mood. He's absolutely livid and launches a massive attack straight at Lin Moyu. He's not playing around. Thanks to his damage transfer skill, he doesn't feel a thing. But the skeletons taking those hits for him are getting absolutely pulverized. His total army count just took a hit, dropping from 56 down to 54. The Goblin King actually one-shotted 2 of his skeletons. Lin Moyu finally sees the problem. His own constitution is only at 120, which is way too low. Facing a king with 3,000 strength, his little defensive barrier is basically useless. It's pretty frustrating to realize that after all this grinding, he's actually the only real weak link in his entire army right now. He definitely needs to hit the gym later. After watching the exchange, he realizes his skeletons can't go toe-to-toe with the boss when it comes to pure raw power. But he has a massive army, and the boss is all by itself. It's anyone's game, really. To be honest, there's no way he's losing this fight today. Everything's going exactly according to plan. If this keeps up, his skeleton army is going to grind that boss into dust. He keeps summoning even more warriors while a massive dark shadow begins to loom over everything. The Goblin King drops a heavy stomp skill. Moyu's impressed this shockwave is way more powerful than that Wolf King roar he dealt with earlier. Its mouth gapes open, spewing jets of fire. HP is down to 259 out of 1,700. He immediately recalls it to the summon space, thinking fast he needs to interrupt its skill. The Goblin King roars, spitting intense heat to counter the blue soul flame. Mental power is at 40. The system keeps pinging alerts. Soul flame, it is a total showdown. Every blow lands hard, making the monster cover its face in pure agony. He mutters to himself that his mana is running low. He has to seize this chance to end it now. Seeing the king's twisted face, he finally exhales. It is done. A notification pops up, Goblin King slain. Experience points plus 40,000. You have also scored a pile of bronze-tier weapons. Goblin Dagger, Bronze Armor, Knowledge Relic, and a King's Core. He grins finally level 12. Keeping that soul flame active completely burned through his mental energy though. He is running on fumes. Luckily, leveling up refills his tank. Time to grab the loot and get out of here. He is a bit anxious. Even though a Necromancer counts as a mage, his skills are totally unique. Without cooldowns, this relic seems useless, but plus 10 to all stats is still a win. System update. Knowledge Relic and Bronze Armor equipped. Plus 10 Spirit, plus 10 Health. Let us go. Cuts 5% off mage cooldowns after level 12. He holds the orange core. It is worth 10,000 gold coins at the exchange. That is way better than the gear. This run was huge. He calculates his gains. With his spirit fully restored, he can now summon 4 skeleton warriors. According to the info, it is time to bring them out. Level 12 summons cost 100 spirit each. Current space is 60 out of 110, spirit 500. Time to head back. He whispers the command. Teleport. Outside, everyone's jaw drops. He is back? No way he survived solo. Wait, is that the knowledge relic on his head? No freaking way. Did this kid actually just solo the dungeon? It is the relic, all right. Unbelievable. He looks so young, but he is a total pro clearing dungeons alone. Markner brushes past the crowd, focused on the 12-hour reset. Grinding is slow. Killing a dozen mobs out here does not equal 1 dungeon run. He will wait for the reset and use this downtime to meditate and recover his mental energy. Efficiency is the game. He finds a quiet spot to reflect. This run exposed his biggest weaknesses and showed him the true reach of his skills. He replays the fight in his head. Corpse Explosion is a total game changer for crowd control. It is basically an unstoppable AoE skill. Soul Flame isn't just for damage, it interrupts everything. 12 hours fly by. He feels refreshed and ready to summon 4 more skeletons. Mark Nur heads down the mountain. Those wasteland veterans have the experience, but they lack his edge. He thinks of EI and cracks a small smile. That girl? Suddenly he stops. Something is wrong up ahead. Shouting fills the air. The Dynasty Guild is acting like they own the place. Who says we cannot enter the dungeon? Exactly. Since when does Dynasty own the portal? We are not bothering you. A guard grips his sword, cutting them off. Our vice president is on a mission. Until he is done, nobody enters. The crowd loses it. Are you serious? You guys are way too arrogant. When talk fails, violence takes over. The guard does not waste words and strikes them down with power. The attack slams into a nearby guy, sending him flying. Everyone panics. He is dead. How can you just kill people like that? The guard just shrugs. He is just another low-tier scrub. Who cares if he dies? He looks at them with pure disgust. If you have a problem, tell the Dynasty Guild. We are always ready for a fight. The crowd stammers. Markinger watches, wondering what the hell is going on. A guy with a ponytail explains. The guild needs a core, but the drop rate is trash. It only drops in nightmare mode once every 100 days. Today is the 100th day, so they are gatekeeping the area. The vice president is inside right now, and they have blocked the entrance for everyone else. Turns out the exchange office quest was posted by the guild itself, but nobody has been able to finish it yet. It is a joke. Those cores are worth 30,000 gold coins, but they are trying to buy them for 10. Only an idiot would sell. He has one in his bag. He asks what it is for. Ponytail explains it is for alchemy. You can craft the Goblin King set, the strongest gear for anyone under level 40. Plus 10 to all stats, and plus 1 to all skill levels. It is the ultimate accessory for level 15 players. A stat board flashes. Goblin King Ring. Plus 10 to all stats. Plus 1 skill level. Level 15 requirement. Markinger thinks it over. Those stats are insane. Ponytail adds that the vice president needs it for his entrance exam. They have everything but the core. He turns his back on the drama. He does not care about their guild politics. Just do not get in the way of his leveling grind. Ponytail is shocked. Wait, where are you going? Come back! You cannot mess with Dynasty. They will kill you for sure. The guard kicks a guy on the ground. Don't get in our faces unless you are guild. Stay away or you are dead meat. You want some too, kid? Mark Unger walks forward, skeletons trailing behind. He shoves through the crowd toward the portal. He glares at the guards. Move. You are wasting my time. The guard sneers. Hey, brat, did a monster scramble your brains? Do you have any idea who you are talking to? His eyes glow as he repeats himself. Move. System info. Mark Nur, level 12 Necromancer. The guard laughs. A level 12 chicken? Get lost, kid. Never even heard of a Necromancer. A bystander whispers for him to run. Get out of here. They do not follow rules. They will actually kill you. The guard starts to sweat. Why is this kid's stare so heavy? Why is he not shaking? It is making him feel incredibly uneasy. He raises his weapon, shouting a warning. One more step, and you are dead, kid. I am not joking. But he keeps walking, his pace steady and cold. The guard loses his cool. Kill him. System info, level 25 mage. You are only level 12. You could not even scratch my mana shield. Die. In a flash, a skeleton warrior lunges forward. Its blade swings with enough force to shatter his shield like glass. What kind of summon is this? How is it hitting this hard? My energy shield usually tanks 5 hits from warriors at my level. Now, I am lucky if it survives just one. That skeleton soldier just unleashed total fury. Chaoge is hitting peak regret right now. Panic mode activated. If this lands, his shield is toast and he is going straight to the grave. Chaoge screams as he blasts his staff, pushing back the ring of fire. He is desperate, scrambling to get his own bone soldier into the fight before things get even messier. Stop staring and do something. Chaoge exhales, thinking he actually survived, but then he gets cocky again, yelling, You little punk, watch me turn your gross summon into a pile of dust. He barely finishes his trash talk before Moyu's soldier sends him flying. I am a nightman. How is this even happening to me? The skeleton lunges, weapon ready, heading straight for him. Just kill the summoner. If he goes down, that creepy skeleton soldier will vanish into thin air. The cronies open fire, aiming right at the summon. Don't mess with the King's Guild. Moyu just stands there like a statue while everyone else loses their minds. Careful, move it. He raises his hand, calling on more power. Instantly, 2 skeleton warriors charge forward, and these guys are absolutely jacked with energy. The thin guy's jaw drops. What? Even the lady with the red lipstick is stunned. Chaoga finally realizes the nightmare he is in. This kid has way more than one summon. He hides behind his goons, barking orders to block the path. Moyu quietly channels his power. Fire Snake? No way. That is a level 20 skill for high-level mages. Only a third of mages ever master Fire Snake. It is the ultimate attack. Moyu walks forward like a literal god, power swirling behind him with every single step. Chaoga is drenched in sweat, but his mouth is still running. You are dead meat this time, kid, I promise. Suddenly, a massive explosion rocks the area, blowing the old skeletons apart. But then a whole army of them appears. Chaoga turns pale. How? They have more monsters than us. Chaoga raises his hand, screaming for a formation. Status windows pop up everywhere, buffing strength, agility, spirit, and speed. It is the soul of a berserker. He forces a smirk while his heart races. Support classes, buff us now. Then he tries to convince himself. Our guild has the experience and the teamwork. We are unbeatable. Moyu looks back and tells the others to clear out. The white-haired man just nods. Fine. He summons his true power. Despite the terror on their faces, he just scoffs. Not bad for the King's Guild. That heal was actually on time. The woman's eyes go wide. He is dead. Chaoga finally snaps back to reality, staring at the carnage. What? Is our entire guild really getting wiped out by just one person? Moyu gives the order to focus all fire on one target. One soldier, barely hanging on, screams for ultimate defense. The status screen flares as the bone soldiers keep coming. He can't take it anymore, screaming that he is at his limit. Chaoga panics, begging for backup and more buffs. Finally, that guy's defense shatters. A blue flame erupts around him, making him scream for the healers to save his life. Chaoga looks at the mess and hits total despair. It is over. The formation is broken. He finally regrets everything and thinks about running. But death is already knocking. Moyu chants the corpse explosion spell. On command, the skeleton swings its blade at Chaoga with newly upgraded power. The range of the corpse explosion skill has expanded to 10 meters, dealing damage equal to 100% of the corpse's health. Watching the blast, he notes that a knight's health pool is definitely one of the highest among all classes. Using a knight's full health as the fuse is devastating. Chaoji's eyes bulge, veins popping as he realizes what is coming. Pure terror. He just stammers, "No!" Moyu watches them drown in a sea of blood as explosions chain together. He coldly wipes a splash of blood off his face and steps into another dimension. Faint voices start to rise. Look, they are all dead. Every single one of them. Even the bodies were completely blown to bits. This is way too brutal. One man hides his face and tries to calm the crowd. The King's Guild never lets things slide. If they catch us, we are dead. We need to pull out now. Everyone from the guild is dead, so nobody can track us. 30 minutes later, Xia Xue arrives, fuming because the Fairy King's essence is gone. Dark shadows emerge from the portal. A woman with curly hair turns to him, worried. Young guild leader, there is nobody left here. Where did Chaoga and the others go? They are all gone, every single one. He orders them to fire a signal flare. If they are close, they will see it. What the heck happened here? Did Chaoga really just take off and run? In this area, those guys were supposed to be invincible. Could they really be dead? There isn't even a trace of a fight anywhere. Sensing something is off, Xia Xue orders a retreat. This place is dangerous. An hour later, Moyu is still farming goblins. He sits down and checks his loot from the Fairy King. 40,000 experience points and a bronze rank weapon. Not bad. He even got the magic book. No essence this time. Once I get to Xiajing Academy, I will find an alchemist to turn that Fairy King essence into a powerful ring. The system logs the Fairy King's bronze magic book, plus 10 spirit and plus 10 stamina. This will boost my power. This magic book is actually useful. It buffs my flame spirits and corpse explosions, though it does absolutely nothing for my bone soldiers. Current status, Lin Moyu, Necromancer, level 13. The XP grind is getting real now. One more dungeon run should hit level 14. To hit level 15, I need 3 more runs. I have time for 5, so maybe level 16. It is lower than I wanted, but enough for the academy. Teleport. He warps back and looks around, confused. Everyone is gone? Well, running away was probably the smartest thing those guys could have done. Dungeon is locked. I will be back tomorrow. The next day, Xia Xue arrives. Level 10 Elementalist. Finally, I can take on the West Sea Mine. Xia Xue can't believe her eyes. That is definitely Lin Moyu. He is the only necromancer around. This kid is the only one in the world with that summon, and he is going solo. Her face goes stone cold. He is actually hitting the mine dungeon on his own. Whatever. I am a rare elemental mage. Finding a squad is easy, and I am not losing to him. 45 minutes later, Moyu reaches the Goblin King lair. After leveling up and meditating to get his mana back, his skeleton army is sitting at 72 out of 100. He waves his hand, glowing with blue light. "Stop sleeping," he says. "Get up already. System alert. Goblin King killed. 40,000 experience points added. You got a bronze rank weapon, the Goblin King longbow, plus some low-level monster essence. Goblin King longbow, bronze rank, 10 strength, 10 agility, and a 3% boost to bow skills. Requires level 12. Moyu looks totally innocent while staring at the boss he just absolutely crushed. "Do not be sad. I will only be back a few more times. Look, you are destined to die anyway. Getting killed by me is faster and hurts way less. I am level 13 now, 80% of the way there. Honestly, I do not enjoy killing, but I have to level up somehow." 12 hours later, he gets a total troll face. "Guess who is back again? Do not be scared. Just a few more runs and I am done. We are practically best friends now, right?" Notification pops up. Goblin King killed. 40,000 experience points gained. Bronze weapon drop. The Goblin King staff and a low-level monster core. Bronze rank staff gives 10 spirit, 10 stamina, and boosts skill power by 0.3%. Usable at level 12. He is now level 14, 60% complete. Hiding by a tree, Moyu counts his skeletons. Up to 76 now. All his attributes hit 2300. These skeleton skills are way too basic. Not enough info. Wait, who is that? It is Xia Xue, just stepping out of the dungeon. She looks totally wrecked as she asks, "Lin Moyu, what level are you now?" He says level 14. Xia Xue flips out. "Level 14? How are you so fast?" She thinks to herself. "I did 2 normal mine runs with a team and I am dying, and I only hit level 11. Her profile shows it. Elemental Mage, level 11. She stares at Moyu, confused. Even soloing shouldn't be this fast. She does the math. In the starter dungeon, he was level 7 and I was 5. Only 2 levels. Now I am 11 and he is 14. The gap is getting huge. Her pride is stung, so she turns around with a nasty attitude. "This lady is not going to lose to you," she snaps. He has no idea what her problem is. Did she not just get out? Why is she finding another team already? Does she not have a cooldown? 1 hour later, Xia Xue comes back to where they met up. She shouts, "Level 11 Elemental Mage needs a team." Moyu watches her, thinking she is way too intense. She did not even give him a chance to talk. Another hour passes, and she is wiped out, muttering about not losing. He is totally speechless. Xia Xue is still determined to find a squad. Someone shouts they need a mage for the mine. "I am in," she yells. "I am a level 11 Elemental Mage." 30 minutes later, she collapses. "I am dead," she gasps. "But I finally hit level 12. I am going to catch up to you in no time." Moyu asks if she is tired. She snaps back. "Obviously, I am tired. I cannot even move a finger right now." He asks why, and that sets her off. "How can you even ask me why? You have been outdoing me for years. I am definitely passing you this time." Moyu rubs his temples. "All this just for that? If I had known, I would have just let her take first place in the exams." Xia Xue admits it is more than that. "I want into Xiajing Academy," she says. "You are aiming for it too, right? So you should get it." He thinks about Xiajing Academy. Level 15 is the safe zone, but 16 is better. At her current pace, even 15 is a stretch. He suggests she should try Nightmare mode to level up faster. Xia Xue gets mad. "Are you kidding me? Nightmare teams are impossible to find. They all want level 16 or 17 players. I am only level 12. Who would take me? So I am just going to stick to the normal dungeons. Level 14 should be easy, and maybe I can push for 15. He looks at her seriously and asks how she is skipping the cooldowns. Xia Xue is beyond annoyed. "How do you not know this?" Her face lights up. "Finally, something you do not know. Say something nice to me and maybe I will tell you." She sighs and calls him a total blockhead. "You cannot even take a joke. Everyone says mages are supposed to have the sharpest minds. You are such a dork." She pulls out a charm. This is a cooldown amulet. It is an item that helps cut down the wait time between dungeon runs. It is a basic cooldown amulet with 7 out of 10 uses left. It shortens the wait time for any dungeon under level 20. Moyu is shocked that this thing even exists. Xia Xue asks if he gets it now. He asks if the thing is expensive. She answers honestly that it probably is. When her dad gave it to her, he looked like his heart was breaking. Moyu thinks to himself that he probably cannot afford to use charms like that. She grabs her head in frustration. There are only 2 days left. I have to use all 7 charges plus my natural cooldown time. I need at least 9 runs to hit level 15. Oh my god, I am going to be totally exhausted. Moyu watches her, not really knowing how to react. After a moment, he speaks up. "I can carry you through the dungeon. I will guarantee you hit level 15, and you do not have to do anything. Xia Xue beams. She totally forgot this guy can solo dungeons. Going as a duo means even more experience. Plus, she will not have to lift a finger. But if things go like this, she might never actually catch up to him in levels. Xia Xue looks absolutely thrilled. Fine, it is a deal. You carry me, and I will let you use some of my amulets. She thinks it over. If she does not go with him, she will never keep up with his level. Eventually, she will catch up to him one day. Moyu starts explaining the plan to her. You should rest first, he says. We start in 2 hours. Xia Xue stretches and gives him an answer. Perfect, I am taking a nap. Meanwhile, the system notifies him that his mana is recovering. 2 hours later, Xia Xue wakes up. Moyu checks his watch, and a skull icon pops up. Xia Xue panics. Wait, are you seriously picking nightmare mode? She stands behind him, totally confused. The monster stats are insane. This is clearly nightmare difficulty. Lin Moyu, did you click the wrong thing? He ignores her and just says, stay close to me. Xia Xue follows him, complaining that Lin Moyu has officially lost his mind. We are going to die. Her head is spinning, but if she bails now, he will definitely make fun of her. Moyu tells her to hurry up. You are not scared, are you? No way. She snaps back immediately. She screams in a panic. Why are they not fighting back? Then she notices that even with such high stats, something is off. They cannot even land a scratch on his skeletons. She wonders to herself what Lin Moyu is actually planning. The next thing she sees leaves her completely speechless. She stares at the massive white beast. It is the Nightmare Mine Wolf King, and it is easily twice as big as the normal version. He calmly casts his spell. Moyu chants, corpse explosion. He figured fighting the old way was a huge waste of time. Using this skill to insta-kill saves him a ton of effort and energy. Skills flying everywhere while status alerts pop off. Killed the level 14 elite goblin. 2,100 experience points added. Xia Xue is totally floored. Her XP bar just shot up by 30% in a heartbeat. She watches the battle, totally confused. What kind of skill is this? Can you even run a dungeon like this? The metal clangs are insane. Suddenly, the Wolf King is decapitated. She's stunned. Wait, was it really that easy? My old 3-person squad struggled for 20 minutes just to kill one Wolf King. This guy just one-shotted the thing. Moyu just gives a cold signal. Move out. She stumbles after him, barely keeping up. Lin Moyu, do you seriously solo nightmare-level dungeons? If I didn't see it myself, I'd never believe a level 10-ish player could pull this off. She's running to catch up. Did you start soloing at level 16? Moyu doesn't blink. Yeah, that is right. Xia Xue is low-key panicking. We've been in this dungeon for maybe 10 minutes and we are already staring at the final boss? The Goblin King looms right in front of them. She flashes back to her old normal mode, runs it used to take at least an hour just to reach this spot. Then, through a wall of red flames, Xia Xue watches it happen. The final boss gets absolutely deleted. A golden glow wraps around him. Lin Moyu, Necromancer, level 15. Her jaw literally drops. You leveled up again? Already? Level 15. Xia Xue feels that nagging anxiety, the gap between them is just getting wider. Hard work pays off though. A sword drops. Goblin King killed. 25,000 XP earned. You picked up a bronze tier weapon. It is the longsword of the Goblin King and a low-grade essence core. She looks a bit let down. Just a sword? Xia Xue nods. Yeah, the King's staff is basically the holy grail for mages under level 20. She slumps down, looking totally pitiful. I know the auction house has them, but I really hate asking my mom for cash. Suddenly, a staff is thrust into her hands. The Goblin King's staff. It is yours, he says. Xia Xue stares at him, totally baffled. Thanks, but why aren't you keeping it? Moyu shrugs. I have this. Besides, I am not really into staffs. He casually pulls out a pretty thick book from his bag. A book? She grips the staff, her heart racing. He never even pulled out a magic tome or any of this loot during the fight. It is like he does not even care about this stuff. It is beneath him. Status screen update. Name Lin Moyu, class legendary necromancer, level 15, 8%, strength 200, agility 200, spirit 8% plus 20, stamina 220. Moyu stands over the king's dead body, reflecting on life. Using corpse explosion definitely speeds things up. I have to share XP, but with Xia Xue's gear, 5 more runs should hit level 16. Stats are clear. Equip the Goblin King's magic book. The Robe of Knowledge is ready. Summoning space 84 out of 150. Skeleton count 84. All talents upgraded. Legendary level 2. Passive damage transfer. Soul Flame level 15. Moyu leans down and whispers to the Goblin King. Sorry, pal. I have to kill you 5 more times. Xia Xue is confused. Why talk to the boss? It cannot understand you. He just shrugs. Felt like saying it. Does not matter if he gets it. Watching him walk away, she is puzzled. Who actually apologizes to a boss? Aren't they just there to be farmed for loot and experience points? She eyes him differently. Such a weirdo, but kind of cute. He is already rushing her. Let us go. Out we go, again. She smiles. Fine by me. Let us keep moving. Xia Xue snaps her fingers, and they are back at the start. They breeze through it again. Run number 2. This time, she snags a core. The Goblin King looks as pissed as ever. That is run 3 down. Blue flames dominate the arena. Run 4. They are a well-oiled machine. Run 5 is a wrap. Xia Xue reports in. Protection charm is spent. The big exam is a day away. We still have time for 2 more runs. Level 14 and 20%. I can definitely hit 15. Xiajing Academy is a lock now. She flashes a peace sign. Hey, dummy Lin. Are you about to level up too? She nudges his shoulder. Hey, dummy. Ever thought about going for top scholar? He looks at her like she is crazy. Top scholar? A spark of hope hits her eyes. Yeah. Being the top scholar opens doors at Xiajing. Most importantly, you would get a real shot at joining the Creator Academy. Moyu asks. Creator Academy, she explains. My dad says it is the most elite school in the empire. If Xiajing is for geniuses, then the Creator Academy is for the absolute legends who stand above the rest. Supposedly, our senior Su Qian got in. He is the only one from West Sea City to ever do it. Images of legendary heroes start flashing through her mind. She is hyped. I really think you have a chance. If you get in, Principal Lu will be bragging about it in his sleep. She has seen your potential. The way this guy clears dungeons is unheard of. It completely changes everything I thought I knew. If he cannot get into the Creator Academy, who can? Mo Yu's goals are set. Xiajing is the floor, but I am aiming for the Creator Academy. If there is a chance, I am taking it. Suddenly, Xia Xue spots a familiar face. Up ahead is a guy with a bright smile. Gao Yang, Knight. Level 11. Too bad he is a Knight. Level is too low to solo anything. A normal squad probably needs a level 13 Knight minimum. Someone yells at him. Get lost! Stop bothering us! Mo Yu watches from afar. Let us bring him along. She shrugs. Whatever works. Meanwhile, in an office, a fat guy is losing it. Has a rabid dog eaten your brain? How could you even think about blocking off a dungeon? Do you think the Empire and its warriors are just for show? If you want to die, do not take the guild down with you. The man, likely Zihao's dad, rubs his temples. Stay put for a few days. Do not leave the guild. You are already level 16 anyway, so just wait for the exam. Zihao looks worried. What about the scouts we lost? The fat man reassures him. I have already sent people to investigate. Stop worrying. Whoever made all those people vanish at once is on a whole different level than you. He is fuming inside. Someone actually had the guts to mess with the Royal Dynasty Guild? Suddenly, Gao Yang turns around and spots them. Mo Yu and Xia Xue. He has got this shady look on his face. Are you two together? She snaps at him. Shut your mouth or I will rip it off. He gets nervous and plays it off. Relax, princess. I was kidding. She cuts in. Stop looking for a team. Once our cooldown is up, we will carry you through. We will get you to level 12 before the exam. No problem. Gao Yang grabs onto her like a lifeline, tears flowing. Seriously? You guys are total lifesavers. The school I am aiming for needs me at level 12 to be safe. Xia Xue warns him. Keep acting like that and we are leaving you behind. Gao Yang bows instantly. Lady Xia Xue, do not you worry. I am all ears. You say move, I move. You tell me to play dead, I won't even breathe. She watches his ridiculous attitude and starts getting heated. Give it a rest. Shut it, Gao Yang replies seriously. Understood, boss. Just curious, how much longer on that cooldown of yours? Xia Xue suppresses her anger. 10 hours. He turns around and leaves a final jab. Fine, you two keep flirting. I am going to grind some mobs. Good luck, Mo Yu. I am rooting for you. You better lock this girl down. Before Gao Yang can even finish, Xia Xue is basically breathing fire. She launches a fireball that sends him running for his life, screaming while smoke trails behind him. Xia Xue is fuming, calling Gao Yang a total brat who needs a beating. On the other hand, Mo Yu stays cool, just saying the guy is a little bit of a dork. 10 hours later, Gao Yang is back looking totally lost. He asks if Boss Lin and Xia Xue picked the wrong dungeon difficulty. Why is this on nightmare mode? She snaps back, telling him to shut up and just stay close. Deep down, Xia Xue actually feels relieved. Finally, she is not the only one having a complete meltdown over how intense this is. She asks why he is hovering so close. Gao Yang just whimpers that it is a nightmare dungeon, one touch from a monster and he is history. Xia Xue is confused since he is a warrior, but Mo Yu just keeps detonating corpses. The king of skeletons drops dead. Gao Yang is speechless. This was a nightmare boss. He figures it would take dozens of teams like his just to have a chance, yet here it is, wiped out. Xia Xue stays cool, saying you get used to it. Gao Yang drops to his knees and begs Moyu, "Boss Lin, please, can you carry me through more dungeons like this in the future?" Xia Xue is annoyed. She tells him to have some warrior spirit, but Gao Yang has completely checked out of being a hero. Who needs warrior spirit when you have a boss like this? Moyu tells him to let go, saying he will carry him. He calculates that one more run will get him to level 16. Xia Xue hits 15, Gao Yang reaches 12. Gao Yang looks at Moyu with pure admiration, thinking this is the best. His face is practically glowing with excitement. Now, they just wait for the exam. Outside, the proctors are watching the gate. One old lady in a scarf says tomorrow is the big day, and she is curious about the results. Another teacher mentions that the two geniuses from their school are both aiming for the prestigious Xiajing Academy. Lu Yun nods seriously. Moyu and Xia Xue both want Xiajing. Usually, level 15 is enough to get in, but level 16 is the only way to be absolutely sure. It is a tall order. Level 15 is doable, but 16 is crazy. Besides the local legend Tu Tian Xing, only Lu Yun's sister pulled that off. Still, between a Lin and a Xia, maybe they will make history. Suddenly, someone shouts that the kids are back. Hua Zan shows up. Swordsman, level 12. The crowd starts whispering. Level 12 is impressive, and he is definitely one of the top talents at our school. Next comes Zuo Mai, Eagle Eye Archer, level 13. The crowd goes wild. A teacher notes she is even a level higher than the previous kid. But the lady in the scarf says levels do not mean everything. To her, the actual exam results are what matter. Most kids are grouped at the same power level. So far, nobody over level 14 has shown up. As the sun sets, people start worrying. Where are Xia Xue, Moyu, and Gao Yang? Why has not any of them returned yet? Normally, they should have been back by now. People start wondering if something went wrong. Finally, the three of them walk out into the sunset glow, looking completely unfazed. They are here. They finally made it back safely. Everyone is dying to know how many levels they actually managed to gain. Their stats pop up. Gao Yang, Shield Knight, level 12. Xia Xue, Elemental Mage, level 15. Lu Yun cheers because level 15 almost guarantees her a spot at the academy. A teacher claps him on the shoulder, saying Lu Yun is really going to look good this year. Then the heavy hitter appears last. Moyu, the Necromancer, level 16. Everyone is stunned. Level 16? The old woman cannot even believe what she is seeing. He is even a level higher than Xia Xue. That speed is insane. The teacher on the right notices their gear and realizes they must have been grinding non-stop. Everyone stares at their equipment. Gao Yang has a new sword and shield, and Xia Xue has a staff all drops from the Goblin King. Those drop rates are tiny. Getting a full set like that is seriously hard work. Lu Yun pats Gao Yang's shoulder. He tells them to get on the bus and wait for the rest so they can head back to school. Gao Yang salutes the principal. Lu Yun is already picturing how he is going to rub this in the other old guys' faces. He tells everyone to rest up because they meet at school tomorrow morning. We are heading to the exam site first. Mo Yu is focused. At level 16, he is totally confident about getting into the academy. Now he might even be the top student in the province. Next morning, he is feeling ready. His mana is full, he has got 100 skeletons, and his stats have hit 2,500. I am at my peak, unique class, Necromancer. Level 16, 8% progress. Strength 220. Agility 220. Spirit 920. Stamina 920. Gear includes the Goblin King's spellbook. Knowledge treasure. Summon space is 100 out of 160. Bone soldiers, 100. Talents fully upgraded to level 2. Passive skill, damage transfer. Active skills, Soulfire level 16 and Summon Bone Soldier level 16. Corpse Explosion level 1. In the distance, Gao Yang waves like a maniac, calling for his boss. Xia Xue walks up and asks if he is ready. Mo Yu just gives a cool nod. Xia Xue clenches her fist, looking determined. I will see you at Xiajing Academy then. He just says, sure, time for the first challenge. Lu Yun explains the rules. These are teleportation stones. Crush them or use your spirit power to trigger them. He reminds them one last time that safety comes first and lives are more important than scores. At the Jiangning exam site, Mo Yu looks around. There must be over 10,000 students here. Then, a loud crack echoes as the proctor announces the opening of the trial tower. Light floods out from the gate like car headlights. The proctor's voice booms, telling everyone to pay close attention to the rules of the exam. No talking and no questions allowed. Break the rules and you are disqualified. Some students start whispering, confused about not being able to ask questions. They do not realize the rules are already active, and the proctor kicks them out immediately. Mo Yu looks over and sees Gao Yang has literally covered his own mouth. At least that guy knows his own limits. A vortex appears in the sky. The proctor explains that the tower will generate different trials for each class. Combat classes will get combat-focused tests. Whether it is physical or magic, they have it all. Support classes will see skull icons representing difficulty levels, like normal or nightmare. After passing the basics, classes can choose their difficulty, including Hell mode. Different difficulties give different scores. Initial points go from 1 to 200. Basically, your score is everything. It is what gets you into the top schools. Once you are in, these points are actually worth way more than actual money. The referee lays it down one last time. Personal gear is fine, but that is it. No extra items or artifacts allowed. Your storage will be blocked. Break the rules and you are out. Disqualification for anyone who tries to cheat the system today. Referee shouts for order. Everyone lines up. Looking at the massive, long queue, Moyu mumbles nervously to himself. There are tons of people just from our province. Nationwide, we are looking at over 1 million candidates. As Moyu prepares to warp, he realizes this tower is like a dungeon. We are split up into different zones based on our specific class. A crowd watches as the top academy starts the show. Everyone is whispering about this new class. A necromancer? The files say he is a summoner mage. I really hope this new class is not a total disappointment for us. The judges watch closely. They set difficulty based on a rare mage class, but jack the monster level up by 2. Lin Moyu, level 16 Necromancer. Suddenly, a wolfman beast appears right in front of him. The beast holds a staff. It is a mage-type monster. The mission is to kill the wolfman mage. Countdown starts at 3. Moyu realizes the magic barrier has totally blocked his ability to see the stats. No way to check stats or level. When the countdown hits 0, Moyu just closes his eyes and fires his soul flame. Does not matter anyway. The monster turns to dust. A judge is stunned. Lin Moyu got the kill in under a single second. Inside the monitoring room, the judges are buzzing. A guy in a purple scarf asks Lord Ning why he is there. I heard there is a new class. The researchers are struggling. This kid just wiped the floor with that beast in a heartbeat. His power level is deep and honestly pretty terrifying. He figures it out immediately. He is a necromancer, right? Since we cannot measure him using rare class standards, we have to treat him like a legendary class for the second part of the test. Let us turn it up. Hu Yanfeng tells them to chill out. If he can one-shot monsters, give him 100 bonus points. If he survives the second round, I will personally throw in another 1,000 points just for him. His team nods. Moyu is back at it. Second test starts now. Kill the monster right in front of you. A level 20 Wolfman mage. Moyu does not blink. He casts Soul Flame like it is nothing. Another instant kill. This is definitely legendary class power. Hu Yanfeng smiles. Stop the test. He passed already. Round 1 is over. Light and wind swirl around him. Out of 10,000 people, only 5,220 made the cut. The results are posted and Ha Tuyet is having an existential crisis. She knew that guy would take first place, but 0.1 seconds? That is basically impossible. How are we even supposed to compete with that? Moyu, 0.1 seconds, 100 points. Tamai, 3.2, 70. Ha Tuyet, 5.2, 40. Wang Tuhao, 5.5 seconds, 10 points. But do not think I am giving up. I will catch up soon. Tu Hao is such a loudmouth. He keeps whining about how he is not in the top 3. He thinks it has to be a mistake. The referee ignores him and announces the second round for combat classes. Choose your difficulty. Moyu realizes he went too hard. Warning. Round 2 has casualties. Do not pick a difficulty you cannot handle. If you are in trouble, just yell that you quit. Your test ends there and we will use your previous score. You have 30 minutes. Choose your difficulty level now and let us see what you have got. Killing a normal monster gets you 1 point. Nightmare mode is worth 3 points. If you can handle Hell mode, you get 5 points for every kill. Moyu figures it out. This round is all about who can rack up the highest kill count in 30 minutes. Tu Hao shows off his massive weapon. As a level 16 berserker, 1 hell kill equals 5 normal ones. That kid in first place. Even if he won the first round. Ha Tuyet realizes something. Elemental mages are not great at close combat or fighting alone, but they can win with pure numbers. She is a level 15 elemental mage. Next up is Tamai. Berserkers are known for being absolute powerhouses in these exams. He should get a solid score. Elemental mages have great burst damage, but they are glass cannons if something gets too close. She is smart for picking normal mode. Candidate Tamai is a level 16 stalker. Looking at the screen, you can still feel the intensity. The judges are starting to get really curious about what happens next. Everyone wonders what he will pick. An old lady in a white scarf yells at people to get out of her way. Moyu gets the rules. This round tests your stamina over 30 minutes. Most students will struggle to keep up the pace. He just smiles and says, but that does not apply to me. He picks Hell difficulty. Purple scarf guy is hyped. He chose hell. Old Lu, you hit the jackpot. You have got the top spots. Old Lu has 2 spots on the board. The teacher says if Moyu brings home a championship, Old Lu will be laughing in his sleep. Moyu enters the zone. Elite Wolfman Warrior, level 13. Power level is 500, agility 300, spirit 150, stamina 400. A werewolf-looking creature with a giant sword appears right in front of him. He thinks these stats are way too weak. Come on, he taunts. He realizes that if the monsters were any stronger, most of the other candidates would have failed the exam by now. Moyu summons his skeleton homies. Level 16 skeletons. Strength, agility, spirit, and stamina are all at 2,500. He notices something weird. This is too easy. Kill one, and another spawns 5 seconds later. 2 skeletons are more than enough. Even the judges are shocked at how strong his summons are. These are stronger than any summons we have ever seen from any class. And he can call out 2 at once? This new class is way more powerful than I imagined. On the other hand, Tu Hao is looking pretty pathetic. A judge notes that he is trying way too hard and has no idea how to manage his energy. He is just burning out. He is just showing off. Judges think he is worse than Ha Tuyet. Then they see him eating a sweet potato. He is the first person ever to have a snack during the exam. Moyu just pulls a sweet potato out and starts eating. The judges want to record this for the history books. Hu Yanfeng watches and smiles. This guy is interesting. I have to have him on my team. Tu Hao is already bragging. Finally over. I killed 50 monsters. Hell difficulty is no joke, but I am definitely in first place now, right? The referee announces that the round is officially finished. 5,220 started this round. 2,780 either got hurt or quit. Tu Hao is desperate for the rankings. The referee finally starts to reveal the final numbers. The remaining 2,440 can quit or move on. The leaderboard pops up and completely destroys Tu Hao's ego. First place, Lin Moyu with 1,650 points. Second, Tamai with 470. Third, Ha Tuyet with 270. And in fourth place, we have Wang Tu Hao with 265. Dude is literally jaw-dropped, mouth wide open, like how is he this high up? In Zihu's eyes, Moyu has turned into a total beast, just slaughtering everything without a break. And these monsters? They are spawning once every 5 seconds. That is 12 monsters a minute, 5 points each. Do the math, and 30 minutes equals 1,800 points. He should have stopped counting there, because the final realization is terrifying. He actually hit 1,605 points. He killed 301 monsters instantly. The teachers are freaking out. Old Lu, your student is a straight-up monster, they say. Lu Yun just flexes like, oh, he is all right, I guess. The guy in the purple scarf keeps the hype going. Back in the day, even a legend like Su Qianxing only scored 700 points here, and Lin Mohan only hit 650. Finally, we hit the third trial. 30 minutes on the clock. Candidates have to face down a boss-level monster. Normal difficulty gives you 100 points, but Moyu does not hesitate. He skips straight to option 3. This time, it is a showdown with a boss monster. It is the ultimate limit test, and he chose Hell Mode. A jacked werewolf captain spawns right in front of him. Level 15. Strength, 1,000. Agility, 800. Spirit, 500. Stamina, 1,000. And it has got a nasty skill called Chaotic Wind / Moyu just rolls his eyes. This is supposed to be Hell level? This boss is weaker than the elite monsters back in that Nightmare level West Sea Mine dungeon. He feels a bit let down. He gets that the Empire would not actually unleash real Hell monsters on students. Moyu sends his skeleton warriors out with a sigh. There are 5 rounds total, so he is just hoping the last 2 actually give him a challenge. Over on Zihao's side, things are getting wild. He is laughing like a maniac and screaming for blood. Ha Tuyet is actually breaking a sweat, blasting monsters with her fire spells. Tamai's situation is pretty standard, honestly. Only Moyu is making the pro judges feel salty. It is another one-shot kill. He triggers his Fury skill, and man, he knows how to use it. What kind of summons are these anyway? It is just the same thing over and over. This Lin Moyu kid is just unfair. The judges admit they have not even scratched the surface of his real power. We will have to wait for round 5. To be a top-tier champion, you have to crush that final round. I cannot believe round 5 won't force him to go all out. Amidst all the cheering and chaos, Hu Yanfeng just stays quiet, looking like he is deep in thought about something. Match is over. Moyu checks the leaderboard again. Rank 1. Lin Moyu with 2,105 points. Rank 2. Tamai with 970. Rank 3. Ha Tuyet at 770. Rank 4. Wang Zihao at 765. Way down at 670 is Tao Duong with 302. Moyu notices even he is putting in the work. The referee makes the announcement. Round 4 is up next, and the difficulty is about to spike. It is going to get a lot more dangerous, so you have a choice right now. Keep going, or quit while you are ahead. Zihu is breathing hard, but he sees a glimmer of hope. Round 4 is his chance to shine. The referee quickly reminds everyone that with their current scores, getting into a top 100 university in the Empire is already a done deal. If nobody is backing down, then I will respect that. Here are the rules for Round 4. Everyone is on edge as the referee continues. You will each face 10 waves of monsters. Moyu's eyes are cold as ice, 10 monsters per wave, totaling 100 enemies in all. The referee adds that no matter if you cleared the last wave or not, the next one spawns in exactly 1 minute. The final wave will be led by a boss monster. You have to take them all down to pass the trial. 10 points for every monster. If you clear all the stages, your score for this round gets doubled, making it 2,000 points total. A massive horde of monsters is waiting to rip them apart. The judges analyze the big screen. They say this round depends entirely on how he chooses to handle it. Huyan Fong just smirks, looking pretty satisfied. He thinks this test will not even make the kid break a sweat or get confused. Meanwhile, Moyu just sticks to his usual routine. Stretch those bones, my warriors. Time to move. Dust is flying everywhere and the battle is heating up. Moyu thinks to himself that 3 skeletons should be enough. He calmly releases a surge of intense blue energy toward the fight. Soul Flame. The wolves are getting absolutely wrecked by his power, and the battlefield is filled with their screams. The crowd is totally stunned by the scale of this. That brat actually has a third type of summon? No freaking way. Why didn't he drop that at the start? Why wait until now, you little punk? What is with all the hiding and secrets? Honestly though, the stronger he is, the more hype we get. Moyu is literally yawning while he loots materials. He is thinking this whole competition is zero challenge. It is not even as exciting as the first time he hit the West Sea mine dungeon. No surprises, no nothing. The observers cannot believe how easy he is making this look. It is boring now. This kid is no fun at all. Let's just go watch someone else. Yeah, I am with you on that. Ta Mai is not having any trouble either. She unleashes her fire mirror skill. A massive wave of flames sweeps through, incinerating the monsters charging at her. Dealing with crowds is where an elementalist shines. I can definitely win this round. Zihu is not letting the audience down with his insane physical strength. He is literally smashing enemies to pulp with his bare hands, charging in and yelling for them to die. People are watching the high-definition feed and the gossip is flying. Mostly everyone is just shocked and impressed. It is terrifying. How do you even kill that many monsters so fast? Thank God I quit. That Lin Moyu guy is on another level. The monsters are being deleted by his skeletons the second they spawn. In all that hype, Cao Duong is not missing his chance to brag about who he knows. Lin Moyu is my boss, and he is a total beast. He is talking a big game, but honestly, Cao Duong only made it to the 6th wave before hitting his limit. Still, nothing stops him from flexing about his leader. Stick around, and I will tell you the story of how my boss soloed a nightmare-level dungeon. People nearby are giving him the side-eye. Soloing a nightmare dungeon? No way. How is that even possible? Yeah, right. You are totally lying. Right then, Moyu is looking the most relaxed of them all. He is just standing there casually eating a snack. Out of the 5 top contenders left, there is one guy in a black headband finally showing his real strength. His name is Feng Shu, a level 15 swordsman from the famous Feng clan. This guy knows the rules of the competition inside and out. He knew the final rounds were the key to racking up massive points. Now everyone sees what he was planning. Someone in the crowd screams, "Look, Zihao is using his hardening state." It lasts for 5 minutes, and his strength and stamina both jump by 500%. But his agility drops by 200%. Once it wears off, he will be in a weakened state for 30 minutes. His whole body is glowing red with power. He dives into the fight, tearing through monsters so fast that the human eye can barely keep up with him. By now, Moyu has finished his snack. His expression has not changed one bit. The big moments wrap up as the announcement rings out. Round 4 is officially over, and only 5 people have made the cut. The final rankings for this round are up on the screen. Rank 1, Lin Moyu with 3,605 points. Rank 2, Ta Mai with 2,470. Rank 3, Hatuyet with 2,270. Rank 4, Wang Zihu with 2,265. And rank 5, Feng Shu with 2,200. The crowd is buzzing as soon as the results hit. Everyone is shocked that only 5 people survived round 4. Only 5 people left in the game. Is anyone actually going to be able to pass round 5? Round 4 was brutal, so I cannot even imagine how insane round 5 will be. Wang Zihu was covered in dirt and grime, leaning on his sword just to breathe, but his eyes are still burning with pure determination. The hype for the next round is real. Round 5 is where the true showdown happens. Ha Tu Yet is already eyeing the prize, thinking the top 5 is just the start. Xiajing Academy is definitely within reach. After that last match, Tuyet Mai is oozing confidence. Watch out, World Xiajing Academy. Here she comes. Like it is reading everyone's minds, the announcement blares out again. You can feel the tension in the air. Everyone is on edge. I know you all want into Xiajing Academy, but do not get cocky just because you are top 5. If you slack off in this final round, you are getting kicked to the curb like everyone else. Show us something special, or you are out. If you want that Xiajing spot, you better earn those points. Listen up, because here are the rules for round 5. You are being warped into individual pocket dimensions, the war zone. This is where the real fighting begins, so get your game faces on. A terrifying sight unfolds. In the distance, an army of rock demons is waiting to tear their prey to shreds. The war zone constantly spawns monsters. We are talking massive waves over 100 to start. You will face elites, leaders, and even bosses. The faster you kill them, the quicker they respawn. It is non-stop action. Glowing red eyes are locked on you. The announcer reminds everyone to find their rhythm and keep a close eye on their score. Do not lose your cool while you are racking up those points. The war zone has 5 stages, each with different point values. Only you can see your real-time score. Even the judges are kept in the dark until the very end. Teleportation portals are opening now. Once you are in, the judges can only track your score jumps. If you have got a secret weapon or a trump card, now is the time to use it. Good luck out there, heroes. Under a stormy sky, the scoreboard appears. Phase 1. Level 15 monsters, 50 points per kill. Phase 2 is next. Level 16 monsters give 100 points. Phase 3. Level 17 monsters are worth 200 points. Now for Phase 4. Level 18 monsters give 400 points. Finally, Phase 5. Level 19 monsters are 800 points each. The top 5 are in the war zone. It is dark, heavy, and smells like trouble. Moyu stands on a cliff, his skeleton army ready for war. He can feel the lingering stench of death everywhere. This place must have seen some legendary battles back in the day. He looks down at the massive monster horde below the cliff. Are they trying to give us a taste of a real battlefield? Those things are level 15 beastmen warriors. They hear him and turn to attack, but Moyu is not even sweating. High levels but no special skills or attributes? Please. These guys are basically just target practice for him. Their roars echo everywhere while lightning strikes the sky. Is that a battle cry, or are they just calling for backup? He watches his skeletons engage. They are not getting instant kills. These monsters have some serious stamina stats. Moyu is not worried. He gathers a glowing red energy corpse explosion. He launches it into the crowd, and the whole area just goes boom. The judges are losing their minds watching this. Lin Moyu is really making moves now. His total score hits 4,150. He just banked 500 points in a second. Did he really just one-shot 10 monsters at once? Moyu keeps spamming corpse explosion. If they are going to howl and call their friends, he will just hang out here and wait for the delivery. He notices the bodies vanishing after 10 seconds. That is a problem for his explosion skill. Moyu pulls back and summons more skeletons. Looks like it is time for a slight change of plans. The skeletons charge out on his command, hunting down targets. 9 of them start herding all the remaining monsters into one big pile. His skeletons sweep the area, killing anything that moves and pushing the survivors right where he wants them. With everything in place, Moyu unleashes hell. He rains down corpse explosions from the cliff like he is skipping stones across a pond. Total chaos. The judges are staring with their jaws on the floor, wondering what on earth Lin Moyu is actually doing. This kid is absolutely insane. Dang it, we cannot see the action. His score just hit 8,605. It jumped 4,500 in a blink. He wiped out the whole first wave. Nin Huyanfang is just as stunned. Seriously, what did this kid just do? What kind of class is a necromancer anyway? Moyu looks down at the empty battlefield, satisfied but bored. He is wondering if he has to wait a whole minute for the next wave to spawn. Suddenly, fireballs start raining from the sky. Now we are talking. Moyu quickly orders his skeletons to form a shield and block the incoming attacks. The powers collide, creating a massive explosion that shakes the whole ground. As the smoke clears, a new wave appears. Fire Rain Beastmen Warriors, level 16. Moyu is perfectly fine, tucked safely behind his wall of skeletons. He glares at the monsters in the distance, eyes glowing with excitement. Finally, some real action. I guess it is my turn to play now. The entire army starts charging straight at him. His skeleton warriors are not backing down either. Moyu stays behind them, micromanaging the front line as they dive into the fray. His bone squad starts tearing through the new monster army like it is nothing. Once the bodies pile up, he triggers the explosion. The observers watch his score skyrocket again, another 6,000 points in an instant. He just deleted 120 monsters, 14,650 points. His summons are beasts. and that area of effect damage is insane. Even his Soulfire skill is way too overpowered for this level. A few judges whisper among themselves, wondering if this class is even beyond legendary tier. One old guy nods, saying it definitely rivals the strongest jobs out there. It is too soon to tell, but he is impressive. On the battlefield, Moyu mutters to himself. The stench of death is getting even thicker. Welcome to Stage 2. Seeing stone pillars rising with crowds on top, Moyu estimates at least 40 Beastman squads are scattered around. Status screens pop up for level 16 Beastman archers and warriors. He realizes the monster levels are climbing, and their numbers are doubling too. This is getting interesting. At this difficulty, any other class would struggle to even finish Stage 2. They would need ages to clear this out. But for me, I am not worried at all. This is light work. The observation room is buzzing. In the history of the God Xia Empire, only one person ever cleared Stage 3, and that was over 100 years ago. I think Lin Moyu actually has a shot. His skills are just too broken. I suspect he has awakened a special talent. The group keeps gossiping, agreeing that if he really has a talent, it would be a huge win for the human race. A genius who awakens a talent right at job change might even get a second one later on. Talent users are rare enough, but dual talent users are 1 in a million. There is no way we are that lucky to find one here, right? The rankings flash. First place is Lin Moyu with 34,605. Second is Ha Tu-Yet with 7,000 points, 270. The crowd is going wild. Look, Lin Moyu already hit Stage 2. Every monster there is worth 100 points. He just one-shot 200 monsters. It is like he is just farming points. If I had the authority, I would throw some bosses at him just to see what happens. Meanwhile, in the God Xia Empire capital, a massive tower rises high. That is the Trial Tower, one of the 8 great towers of the empire. Suddenly, mysterious purple lights begin to gather in the sky above it. A massive power blast rockets toward the tower. A golden hand reaches out to block it, but the monster just laughs in its face. You cannot stop this. That red-horned beast charges with dark energy, and these two massive forces are about to collide in a total explosion. But the hand cannot hold back that dark spear. It pierces right through and invades the tower. That same chilling voice echoes again, basically telling everyone they are dead meat. The monster takes a hit, but it is acting all smug. Turns out this is just a clone. Kill it if you want, there are plenty more ready to wreck those students. Before it finishes talking, 3 figures appear in the air. They are shocked the abyss is actually attacking. That dark light was moving way too fast. They definitely planned this, and their targets are the kids inside the combat space. The person on the left snaps that the abyss trash is leaking in. The space inside the tower is getting totally warped. The power of the abyss is infecting the rules. Someone else says the tower soil is pure essence, which gives those monsters a huge home field advantage. Bai Yi Yuan, the top powerhouse, asks how long they have. Suddenly, the arena shifts, and the students start freaking out. What is happening? Why did the monsters vanish? Then, the sound of high heels gets closer and closer. Ha Tu-Yet yells for Lin Moyu from behind. He is thinking, what is going on with this combat space? Why am I running into other students? They group up, and she asks why all her monsters just disappeared. Do you know what is going on? Moyu says he is not sure. He scans the area, and suddenly, Yi Yuan appears. He tells the kids who he is. People start buzzing it is the White God. Everyone realizes this is huge. Why would the White God show up unless the combat space was completely broken? Yi Yuan floats there and warns them. Demons from the abyss have invaded the combat space. They are coming for you. We are trying to fix the rules, but it will take an hour. Ha Tu-Yet freezes. The abyss? Demons? In the combat space? It is a nightmare, but Yi Yuan is not done giving orders yet. For the next hour, you have to protect yourselves. We do not know what tricks the demons will use, but if you stay united, the power of the abyss cannot break us. Stay strong and stay together. He looks serious. My people do not fear a fight, and we do not fear death. Hero Guy raises his sword and repeats it. No fear, no death. Everyone gets fired up and starts chanting. We do not fear the fight. We do not fear death. Over and over again. Moyu stays calm. He thinks, the weakest abyss monsters are level 70. If the White God says we can win, then this invasion force must be pretty weak. The observation room is a mess. The abyss intentionally timed this for the 5th round of the exams. They are targeting our brightest young geniuses. They want to wipe out our future. If we do not handle this, they will keep coming back every year. Someone yells to keep everyone calm and trust the White God. People start shouting it, trust the White God. Suddenly, a blood-red moon appears. The students start screaming. It is the blood moon of the abyss. The abyss is making its move. Everyone get ready. A group of knights with shields steps forward. You want our teammates? You have to go through us first. The monster just laughs. Nice speech. You really are the future of this empire. But too bad you are all going to die. 1 hour is plenty of time to kill you all. I will enjoy the feast. Level 19, Abyss-infected orc warriors are dropping in. Watch out, they are actually here. One girl gets excited. Wait, I remember now. The combat space has a level cap. The max is level 19. The guy next to her looks relieved. Right, why was I scared? We have the numbers. But then he sees the horde and screams, how are there so many? They are all elite-type monsters. Ha Tu-Yet grabs Moyu's arm, terrified. He just says it is a bit annoying, but doable. Moyu heads out, thinking this is basically just like running a nightmare-level dungeon. Since they are abyss-mutated, do they still give experience points? The monsters just keep mocking them as they get closer. You guys scared? The White God said you could win if you stayed united. There are over 100 of you, it is a fair one-on-one fight. The hero guy is shaking. I can barely lift my sword, but the other students are not backing down. Even Moyu keeps walking, and his skeleton warriors are marching right along with him. Ha Tu-Yet is worried sick. Hey idiot, what are you doing? Get back here. There are hundreds of elite monsters over there. Moyu just tells her to go back, but she refuses. He says whatever and keeps going. He does not care if she follows. The crowd behind them is whispering. What is this guy doing? Is he rushing them? His stats pop up. Lin Moyu, level 16 Necromancer. Everyone is confused. What even is a Necromancer? Are those skeletons his summons? Is he some kind of new summoner class? Should we go with him? They finally start moving and follow his lead. The others repeat the White God's words. No fear, no death. The monster thinks it is hilarious. Finally, some fresh meat. You have guts, kid. Moyu stops, making the monster curious. The monster looks him in the eye. It says the abyss door is always open. Moyu thinks he is about 50 meters away. At this distance, his explosion skill will be most effective. The students behind him are getting impatient. Moyu mutters that this spot is perfect. He raises his hand, and green flames erupt. A massive army of skeletons appears instantly, looking incredibly powerful. A notification pops up. 100 bone soldiers. Everyone stares at the skeletons. How does he have so many summons? What kind of class is this? Someone is shocked. They are so fast. Those summons are even faster than a high-agility assassin like me. Then, the skeletons use their rage skill. Looking at those tanky monsters, Moyu is surprised they are still alive. He checks his skeleton's health. It is 1995 out of 2000. Their health is over 3500. That is a lot of hits. But for my corpse explosion skill, the more health they have, the better. He kills one, and the experience points roll in. Level 19, Orc killed. 8,000 experience points. Moyu smiles. It works. As the monsters start falling, it is time for his main move. The experience might be low per kill, but with this many monsters, it adds up fast. He triggers corpse explosion. Massive blasts rock the whole area. Monsters are flying everywhere. The other students are stunned. He wiped them all out, just like that? What is that skill? How is it so powerful? One guy collapses, muttering, how is he this good? Why did I not get a cool class like that? It is totally unfair, but everyone else is cheering. This necromancer is a beast. We are saved. We are actually going to live. The monster stares at the skeleton army and loses its mind. No way. This can't be real. You actually dared to trigger the demon lord? Now I'm going to drink your blood and feast on your flesh. It roars and launches another massive attack, totally desperate now. Monsters start swarming out everywhere. Let's see you handle this. You are all dead. Straight up dead. Moog looks up at a glowing red orb and just smirks. So, that is where you have been hiding this whole time. The skeleton warriors are out there grinding, absolutely shredding every monster in sight. Moog is not wasting time either. He leaps high toward the blood moon, leaving the demon lord totally confused. You freak! What do you think you are doing? Moog charges straight ahead, grabbing a fresh monster corpse to trigger his corpse explosion skill. The body detonates, and he immediately follows up with a soul flame. The monster loses it. I'm gonna end you. Moog is confused that it is still breathing, so he just spams soul flame again until it sticks. The beast finally shows its true form and screams in pure agony. What kind of skill is this? Why is my soul literally on fire? What kind of class are you anyway? No way a job like this exists in our world. Moog hits the ground just as the monster begins to fade away. He cold-bloodedly tells it that invading our space comes with a heavy price. Outside the tower, 3 figures are hovering mid-air. One of them lets out a shocked gasp. He says the chaotic energy from the abyss is suddenly getting way weaker. The dean gets all worked up and asks if all the students inside were wiped out, and Van just keeps his cool and answers him. Not even close. I can still feel plenty of human life signs, but the abyss devil's energy is basically flatlining. They are hurt bad. The dean laughs it off. Told you so! You were stressing for nothing. Just stop scaring me with that intense aura next time. The dean is still skeptical though. Those abyss devils were using void power to mess with the entire combat space rules. Even we could not force our way in, so who could actually hurt them? You think some level 15 or 16 kids did that? Back on the battlefield, the monster goes nuclear with power. Kill him! Get him now! The monsters below get a massive buff and start rising up again. Everyone else is shaking in their boots, totally terrified of what is coming next. Moog looks at his system notification and is actually shocked. Corpse explosion just hit S rank. Damage is now 150% of health. Level 1 to level 2 upgrade. It blows up bodies, dealing 15% health damage to enemies within 2 meters. He realizes skills need to be spammed to level up properly. Moog stands up and glares at the monster mob behind him. He wonders if scroll skills work the same way as his natural class talents. Well, perfect timing to find out. Looks like skills from scrolls need just as much work to level up. This worked out perfectly for me. A light beams down and a level up icon appears over Moog's head. Everyone is losing it. Who is this guy? He is using these boss monsters to farm XP. I think his name is Lin Moyu. Thank God he is here. Without him, we would be toast. The demon lord pulls back his minions and whispers a threat. You are not going anywhere. I know your name now, Lin Moyu. Just wait until you step into the abyss. I will be waiting. Moog does not let him finish the trash talk. He triggers a massive explosion, detonating the monster's soul directly. Everyone starts cheering and celebrating. The people outside realize the abyss consciousness has been deleted, and Van says the combat zone is resetting. The dean asks if the kids are okay. He sighs and says, they are all fine. Not a single casualty. The dean is confused. Wait, 0 deaths? Not even one? He thinks to himself that this is not what he expected at all. What actually went down in there? He decides to teleport the kids back immediately to check the records. Ha-Tu-Yet asks Moog if he is okay, and he just acts cool. The dean uses the holographic comms to announce that the abyss power has been totally cleared out. The combat space is back to normal. Everyone is getting warped back to the original exam hall. Results are coming soon. Ha-Tu-Yet is relieved. We had no chance against those beastmen, but luckily this guy carried us. A message blares through the tower. The combat exam is officially over. All candidates, please wait for your final scores and evaluations. Huyan Fong starts breaking it down. The final grade is a mix of points and performance reviews. You cannot just have a high score and expect to get into a top-tier academy. You need an excellent rating too. And for these 5, their evaluation is coming straight from the top brass of the empire. Huyan Fong wonders what really happened in that combat zone. He is actually hyped to see what kind of rating a kid like Lin Moyu is going to pull. The officials finally spot Moog on the playback footage, and Van introduces the Necromancer. He heard about this new class appearing in West Sea City before. Turns out he is the one who flipped the script. What a legend. He praises Moog's icy calm and decisive power. This kid has every single trait of a top-tier powerhouse. It is not just a cracked class, he definitely awakened a high-level talent too, right? The crowd goes wild. This year's ratings are going to be tough to call. Actually, it is easy. Those kids who ran away are cowards. They would just desert on a real battlefield anyway. Not worth the hype. They are just teenagers after all. Lin Moyu is definitely getting an excellent rating. Let's talk numbers. The scoreboard finally pops up. Rank 1, Lin Moyu, 650 points, excellent rating. Luke Van jumps for joy. First place, he is the champion, the province champion. The guy in glasses offers his congratulations. Give him a province title. Luke Van is going to be flexing this for 30 years. He thinks Moog really did the damn thing. Ha-Tu-Yet is also super hyped. Congrats, Lin Moyu, you actually became the province champion. Moog just gives a simple thanks. She asks if he even knows how to smile. Then she tells him he looks way better when he does. Why are you always so serious? Moog gets a little bashful. The board updates again. Rank 2. Ha-Tu-Yet, 700 points. 600 points, excellent rating. Luke Van is winning big today. Second place is his too. Everyone is jealous. The board shifts again. Rank 3, Fong 2, 600 points. 700 points, excellent rating. Rank 4, Ta Mai, 600 points. Rank 5, Wang Zihao, 600 points. Evaluation, poor. Zihao feels like his world is ending. A poor rating? Why? Forget the capital. Even the top 20 schools in the empire will not touch me now. He throws a total tantrum. This is garbage! Why did I get a failing grade? It is rigged. The system doesn't care and kicks him out for breaking rules. He just screams no as he gets deleted. The announcement continues. The combat class champion for Ningjiang province this year is Lin Moyu. Gao Yang and his crew are yelling their heads off. See that? That is my boss, the province champ. The system calls for silence. A direct order from the Empire is arriving. The crowd goes silent. An Empire order? Is the championship not enough? The system updates with new data. Lin Moyu is officially the national champion for this entire year's exam. Everyone is stunned. What? National champion? Luke Van is literally frozen in shock. I am not hearing things, right? He starts laughing like a maniac. National champion. People are worried he has lost his mind. Check on him. Take it easy, old man. Don't have a heart attack. You heard right. This is the kind of flex you get to brag about for the rest of your life. The fans are losing it. Our province finally produced a national top scholar. Lin Moyu is a straight-up legend. I am definitely sending my kid to first high now. Tam Mai steps in to say, Lin Moyu, huge congrats. Feng Tu adds that without him, they would be toast. Mo shakes hands like a pro, keeping it chill and humble, saying it was just part of the job. Tam Mai asks if he is heading to Xiajing Academy. Feng Tu is all smiles, saying he will see him there and the first victory meal is definitely on him. Mo gives a serious nod. Ha Tuyet tries to kill the awkward silence, joking that this guy is a man of few words. After 3 years of classes, she has not even heard 10 sentences. He instantly corrects her 26 sentences. Turns out that is the literal total for 3 whole years. The vibe gets even more awkward after that. His new friends are stifling laughs while Ha Tuyet looks like she wants to disappear. Back home, Lin Moyu breaks the news. Sis, I am getting into Xiajing Academy soon. Grandma, your grandson is officially the top scholar in the entire country. Suddenly, a knock at the door catches his attention. Mo opens it and freezes in surprise. Principal Liu? What are you doing here this late? What really grabs Mo's eyes is a massive, towering figure with an aura that screams power. This guy is dangerous. Mo goes on high alert. The pressure is suffocating and breathing feels impossible. Mo draws his blade, ready for a fight, and summons his skeleton warriors instantly, but the figure just relaxes and offers a nod of approval. Not a bad reaction, kid. Mo bows respectfully, honored to meet the great white god. The man, Yi Yuan, gets straight to the point. He is here to talk about Xiajing Academy business. He is impressed by Mo's calm instincts, a total natural. Principal Liu breaks the silence, telling the legend not to mind. Mo's sister got into the academy last year, so the boy has been living solo. Yi Yuan is genuinely impressed. Coming from this background and both siblings making it into Xiajing, that is legendary. Finding a genius like him is rare. Then, the stat screen pops up. Bone Soldier,